What is going on, Don't Unfriend Me Nation? Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me show with an all brand new set for Olivia. You're getting a little tiny peek as Yenny is double pawed hanging over the back, moping because mom won't give her the love she deserves. Amy, myself, and Olivia will be on tonight. It is good to have you here. We're making the announcement right now on the Dumb Show channel on Facebook so everybody knows. And we're going to have a good show tonight. Should be fun. Lots in the news. Pam Bondi, her confirmation. Should be interesting to talk about. Pete Hegseth, some blowover from that. Israel, Hamas, come to a ceasefire. If there's anybody left in Gaza, I mean, I don't know what type of ceasefire that really is when they killed everybody. Willingly and wantingly and most assuredly earned. We'll talk about that. Amy, what else am I missing? Something else we're missing?
No, I can't think of anything else. There was something else that happened today, right?
I'm sure.
More wildfire stuff. The volcano is erupting, I think, in Kilauea.
Volcano?
I didn't know there was a volcano.
It's not like erupting full on, but like it's starting to. There's two. One's in Mexico right now. I don't know if it's still happening. One was in Hawaii, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
not like full on, but yeah.
Well, we'll talk about it. I didn't know there was a volcano. We got a bunch of stuff. I got a bunch of videos that we can talk about. Olivia will show you her full set, top to bottom. And we hired Mexicans to do it. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
Which means our own children.
That's right. Sorry. Thought I got it all.
That's okay.
So confused, you feel like you're more fucked up than the lies on the evening news. Well, just step right in. We can talk about it all as friends. And if you want, we can hug and kiss and make up for the party ends. Agree or disagree, stop offering me. 'Cause I'm everything you want, damn sure what you need. I won't tell no lies, back up on the facts. And if you can't get down with that, you must be somebody's dad.
Step into a win can.
Hey, Hog Twins here. Check out our friend Matthew Spirit at his podcast at The Dumb Show and his website, don'tunfriendme.com. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. I do have one thing I forgot to mention. There was a news story worth mentioning. Amazon hacked. And
Where's
it's
my
like really
soundboard?
bad, apparently.
Where's my soundboard?
What happened?
Hold on.
Amazon.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
So, Mr. Fixer from Wimkin, I always love these fucking people, has to go ahead and explain to me his view on life, and says nobody cares on the video that I posted last night. And I said, well, you seem to care, Cupcake, because you're the only person that's commented on it. And he goes, I have tried several times to watch your show, but every time you come off as a disrespectful and arrogant to your viewers and your wife, girlfriend. I treat my girlfriend a fucking shitload better than I treat my wife.
I know you do.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Don't you ever accuse me of not treating my girlfriend right. You care more about interacting with the chat in other platforms instead of the one that hosts you. The fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Olivia runs Wimkin because there's no integration to... Listen, dick fuck. Why don't you come on over here and try to do what I do on an everyday basis and bring your wife and I'll please her with my other hand at the same time. Okay?
Oh my God, Matthew.
Yeah, go fuck yourself, Mr. Fixer. You couldn't fix shit. God, I hate these people. You know, it's like, dude, what do you want me to do? You want me to... So what you're saying is that you really care and you want me to pay attention to you. There you go.
You didn't get the attention.
You got
he
it, buddy.
wants.
I hope you enjoyed the attention. There it is. Now how am I about being disrespectful? You know, what you could have done is just come on to begin with and said, hey, dude, why don't you interact with Wimkin chat? Because most of the people in Wimkin chat happen to be the dummies. And they're from Facebook and YouTube and Rumble and everywhere else. And I interact with them all the time. And if there's a question that you have, usually Olivia catches that. So Lee is over there. If you want to go ahead and start over and create a new relationship with me, you can ask Lee. And I guarantee every question you have, I will do my best to interact with you.
Lee and Maureen are usually over there, and I'm always on it. So just
Yeah.
ask me a question.
Yeah, so I
when
hope
I'm there.
that makes you feel better, big guy. So whatever. So now that we've established that, I it's funny, I've never really had a problem with Wimkin people, but usually they're quite kind and nice and such loving human beings, but he just seems to need a daddy. Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me show. Sorry to start off with cussing. Liv, I love your set. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's gorgeous.
You should thank yourself because you did it.
Yeah,
It's
but
really
I don't
pretty.
respect you. I don't respect you. So, you know, maybe next like decade, I'll do something else nice for you. It just depends. You know what? Next anniversary, you can have a Pepsi.
Thank you, dear.
No longer have a water. I'll give you a Pepsi. Sound good? Let's show everybody your new set. Tell everyone about it. There you go. Bam. Oh.
Why do I have to tell everyone about it? They can see it. It's girly now. It's pink, which is my favorite color.
Yeah.
And it's girly, and it's got a more of a me vibe to it. But
It looks great.
we're getting a sign above Yenny, which I just love.
Yeah.
I can't wait for it.
It looks really good.
What's in What's in the frame?
It's we got it a long time ago.
It's an old postcard
It's
from
like an old
like
postcard.
Budapest or something.
Awesome.
Like World War II postcard or something like that. And we had it out in our great room next to an old looking suitcase thing as decoration. So, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm glad we got it done.
You should show a picture of the sign for the cat because
we'll get to that.
love it.
I don't respect you enough to show that sign.
I want to tell everyone what it says because it's the best thing ever.
You do this, and then we got to hear about Amazon because
Okay.
I'm concerned about that.
Okay.
So Amy, you tell us about Amazon real quick. What were you saying?
So it was hacked. I guess it must have been yesterday. I just saw it on Forbes this morning, and I didn't look into it, to be honest. But I skimmed through the article. It was apparently very bad. They were saying go change your passwords, and anything that you have linked to Amazon as well, change those passwords. So something with the ransomware attack. It says recovery impossible. Something. I don't know. I don't understand like the tech world very much, and I don't usually care about hackings because I'm like, I don't know. I should care more. I don't have much to lose.
Should we go change our passwords and everything now?
I don't know.
Apparently,
if we need
yeah.
To. Well, I don't know if we need to. We've got our passwords are not assigned to an email. Apple has its own encryption, and it ultimately rewrites our passwords. I don't know, but maybe we should check. And I haven't seen anything from Amazon. Usually they get ahead of this and
Oh, so it's not being
announce.
announced like anywhere on Amazon. Like I saw it on Forbes. I'm a subscriber to Forbes. This is part of our company. So Forbes, like Long and Foster and Forbes are like synonymous right now. So I get all the ins and outs of Forbes information, but I didn't see it anywhere else. I just saw it, and they're reliable. They're not like a chop shop. They're a reliable
Oh,
source. I do trust them.
it's ransomware. Right. So that's why we have Apple. We don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
So there it is. So ransomware is like when you click onto something and then it takes over your browser and it says, you have a system virus, please call 1-800-I'm-in-India.com. And then you call it and they're like, hello, how are you? Can I have your social security number and your credit card, please? And then they hack you and all that other stuff. So we don't, that doesn't happen on Macs. But to those people who are on Amazon and on Windows computer or Chrome or Google or whatever the hell it is, watch out for that for sure. Seriously.
Don't fall for it, please.
Well, it's just, make sure you're not clicking on outside links. I just don't understand how they're getting ransomware through Amazon software unless they've hijacked certain links inside Amazon that are taking people to ransomware. And that's scary. That's no fun. So, well, thanks for telling us, Ames. I've got a little bit on it if you want to know. Says new ransomware. Recovery impossible without payment. Update January 20th or 15th. The story originally published on the 13th now includes analysis from security experts of the nature of the Amazon threat has fully emerged, and new UK government plans to ransomware payments illegal. Ransomware cybersecurity threat just won't go away. Companies like Lockbit, looks like a lot of this was done overseas. Here's what it comes down to. If you guys have where your Internet Explorer has been taken hostage and you can't access the internet in your computer, the easiest way is to download another browser like Chrome or Firefox, Mozilla, Safari. Open that up, and then it's going to say, do you want to change your browser to this new one? You hit yes, and then you would go in and delete your browser, the old one, and then uninstall it, and then reinstall your browser, and you should be good to go. So what I do is uninstall it, then run a virus check and make sure all malware is out of there. You can use something called Adaware. It's free. It's simple. And you can run Adaware on your computer. It'll clean it and take care of those type of things. And then you can reinstall Internet Explorer or whatever you're using. And that's it. So don't ever pay for someone to unlock your browser. It's as simple.
No. And I think firewalls are pretty cheap. And I have to have one because of my job. And I have people's sensitive information. So I have a good firewall. I don't know what I have, but I have like one of the best ones. But it's not expensive either.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
just a public service announcement there.
Just get a Mac.
Is it a California firewall? Because I heard those fail often.
Oh,
especially
I don't know where it's manufactured.
Too soon. Stay in touch. That's what you're going to see when you go to thedumbshow.com, folks. We are a 100% donations type site. And the reason why we do donations is because I can't seem to stay on Wimkin and show my wife respect and my viewers. So I have to constantly beg for money in order to fulfill my life. And without you, I can't just do it. So you can go over to thedumbshow.com simply by typing that. And then when you're there on your phone, you can do that. Or you can go ahead and use your browser. Be very careful on your browser, please. I'd appreciate it. And you can go to thedumbshow.com/donate and you can donate to the show. Pretty simple, pretty easy. And just go to the browser, type /donate. When you get there, you can see PayPal. And you can mail it, and you can also use Venmo. And we are a 100% donation style site, minus Wimkin, who helps us out and takes care of us as well. So go over to wimkin.com, and if there's anybody who's not feeling loved and appreciated from Wimkin, you can simply send us a message at thedumbshow.com, and we'll answer your question if you're not feeling loved. Liv,
Yes.
inauguration. Tell me how you're feeling.
A little nervous. I mean, you said last night that Antifa, whatever, however you want to say it, has already said they're going to be there. So they're going to cause problems and trouble, and
Of course.
God knows what they're going to do. I mean, they're really only good at rioting and destroying property. So I'm just wondering what they're planning on destroying. But yeah, I'm definitely a little nervous about it. And I really hope there's good protection and that there are snipers on every rooftop in DC near where it's going to be, and that every window is covered. And yeah, just, we're going to be watching it live. So I really don't want to have our children see something like that live. So I really hope that they have really good security.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely a little nervous. So
yeah, it makes sense. Amy, what are your thoughts? We've had a chance to talk about this a couple days in a row now when it comes to this.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking?
I'm actually extremely nervous, and I think I said this the other day, I'm not a worry wart type person. I'm more of a, like, you gotta live your life, you can't live in fear type person. But but I am scared. And then you have the March for Life on Friday as well. So
Yeah.
So I feel like it's gonna be full of, thank you. I think it's gonna be a lot of people there.
Hi, Fiona.
Hey, Fiona, what's going on, kid?
I said, what's going on?
She's like,
What's going on, kid?
I'm in, I'm out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, my
yeah, no comment.
is having issues.
Yeah, it's okay. You're okay.
Yeah, that's not-
So Amy's not going down for the inauguration. Olivia and I are not going down for the inauguration. So let's do this. We've got a lot to show on the hearings for Attorney General and SecDef. We've got some other stuff to do. Hey, Liv, do me a favor. Make sure people on Wimkin, if they have any comments, I'd love to hear them.
Yes, absolutely. I'm not going. It's not mandatory. It is mandatory. No,
It's not.
It doesn't
Hayden,
say.
we've taken care of it. Get out of the room.
It doesn't say mandatory. You're not a parent. I got
Thank you,
control.
Hayden. We don't
Love
need
you.
we don't need your parenting. Love you. Shuak said, "How was the meeting?" We didn't go to a meeting. It's for a play. Did you, when you were a child, did your parents ever show up to the school to go to a meeting about your play?
I think they just were like, figure it out, kids. Here's the information and relay it to your parents.
That's pretty much
I
it.
don't remember my parents going to school for anything.
Olivia Hayden's like, it's mandatory. No, it's not. And, it's kind of stupid that Olivia has to work all day and then they drop it on her 2 days before to be there at 7 o'clock. And it's nothing. You know what they're going to do? We're going to do this, pick her up here. Well, just send me an email and we'll take care of it. So let's get to it. We've got a ton of stuff to go over. Liv, ceasefire in Gaza.
Okay.
And Joe Biden is taking credit. Amy, are you okay? Your internet seems to be. She's out.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what's going on. It keeps like closing out and then opening back up. I don't know what is happening.
Do you want to just do a
Maybe I
restart and come
should've-
back?
Yeah, maybe I should. Yeah, I'll be right back.
Go to a start and come back. Thank you, Jane Bush. We're going to
Jane.
cover Gaza, but you can come back. See ya. All right. So, Jane, thank you for the donation. Let's go ahead and cover this real quick while Amy is rebooting. And do me a favor. Get Hayden in here real quick, please.
Okay.
If you would not mind, girlfriend. That was easy. I could have done that too.
Yes, you could have. Here she comes.
All right.
Live would be.
So let's take a listen to this while I go ahead and provide some feedback to my child, and we'll be right back. Listen to this. No, get down. No cat.
Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey
Hayden.
Yanks is in Tel Aviv with new details. Good evening, Trey.
Brett, good evening. We could be just hours away from a ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas that would temporarily end the fighting inside Gaza and see many hostages come home. Tonight, a Trump world source speaking with Fox News says 23 of those hostages are believed to be alive that are supposed to come out in the first round of 33. That does mean that the Israelis will be receiving the bodies of some of those who have been held by Hamas since October 7th. We do know negotiating teams are meeting in Doha, Qatar tonight, trying to hammer out the final details of this agreement amid reports that Hamas has not yet responded to the final draft that would lead to a 42-day pause in the fighting. Now, if approved, 33 hostages, some dead and some alive, would be released in the first phase of this deal. And if the first phase goes forward as planned, by day 16, we are told by an Israeli government official, phase 2 would start to be implemented and ultimately see the remaining hostages released from Gaza. Among that list included Israeli Americans, at least 3 of them that are believed to be alive. Brett?
Trey, if this agreement is signed, what does it mean big picture for the end of the war?
It's a big controversy here in Israel. Surprisingly, not all Israelis are on board with this ceasefire agreement because Hamas is not yet defeated, a key objective of the Israeli government. It would also mean that Israeli troops ultimately have to withdraw from the Philadelphia and Netzarim corridors, these key areas within the Gaza Strip. Now, earlier today, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken spoke about the state of Hamas inside Gaza, saying this.
Each time Israel completes its military operations and pulls back, Hamas militants regroup and reemerge because there's nothing else to fill the void. Indeed, we assess that Hamas has recruited almost as many new militants as it has lost.
Great, let's kill them too.
Here, this would not end the fighting inside Gaza, but would be a pause in the conflict. Brett?
Trey Yanks in Tel Aviv. Trey, thanks.
So you got a situation here, Liv, where the bodies of the deceased will be returned. Thank you so much, Christine Clark. Bodies of the deceased will be returned. I think there's a total of 3 American hostages that they believe are still alive. Only 3. That's what's suspected. The difference is Joe Biden's taking credit for this and saying, well, this has been my plan since May. Actually, no, it's not. There's quite a bit there. The main thing is that Israel does not have to go ahead and declare that it will no longer attack Hamas. That if needed, hi Ames.
Hi, is that better? I hope this is better. I had to do like a full reset. Sorry.
Sounds better. Sounds better. Let's see what happens. We were just talking that out of the hostages, they believe that 3 are Americans are alive, and only 3. They're talking about releasing a lot of the Israeli hostages. 23 out of 33 under the deal are still alive. So, which means that they're going to return 10 dead. And Joe Biden did present this ceasefire, 6 months ago, 7 months ago. The only difference is that Israel does not have to declare that they will not attack Hamas, which is wonderful. Let's get the hostages back, and then let's go ahead and finish the job. Blinken is saying, well, Israel is their efforts to eradicate Hamas and to prosecute this war has been a failure, in not so many words, because they have just replenished their ranks of all the people who have been killed. They've just filled it up with new members. And my response is, great, let's go ahead and shoot them too. I don't consider this. This is very similar to Carter. These hostages have been there longer than the ones in Tehran with Jimmy Carter. And for the same exact reason, Ronald Reagan said they counted on America to be passive. They counted wrong. And we will go in and take these hostages back on day 1. Trump said the same thing. And instead of doing it on Inauguration Day where they lose face, whatever is remaining, they do it now. But Biden was very complimentary to Trump. So was Blinken. So was KJP. And they gave Trump credit that really he has taken a huge part in this and kind of moved this along. And if anyone thinks that this was Joe Biden, why didn't he do it for the last 2.5 years or 2 years? Amy, your thoughts on this, then Liv.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Shit.
Oh, am I still blinking out? Golly day.
How's your internet? Is it okay? Did you go
It's
on
been
Amazon
fine.
today?
No, I didn't. I haven't been on Amazon in a while. No, I actually was in I've been doing like an online certification, so I've been on my computer all day. It's been fine. So this is
Weird.
frustrating beyond. My thoughts are obviously think this is a great thing. Thank you so much, Bobby.
Yes,
I think
Bobby,
this is
thank you.
wonderful. I agree with you. I think Hamas is like, oh crap, we're down to the wire here. We have just a few days to not be really taken out by Trump. So I think they're afraid of Trump.
Yeah. It gives them a chance to go and
So
prosecute the war
good. It's
against
a win
the-
all around at this point.
Yeah, and here's the thing: Hezbollah has tucked tail and run. They know. IRGC in Syria fell. So now, really, the only thing you have left is Yemen and the Houthis. You have the Islamic Brotherhood, but they're predominantly Egypt, UAE, and other places. So they're not going to really be a problem. This really comes down to now we can go down into Yemen, and Donald Trump can negotiate getting American presence out of the Middle East and focus on what he wants to, which is the Abraham Accords and getting Saudi Arabia to make peace. And what better way to make peace with Saudi Arabia than to give them the petrodollar and put it into American again? And that's what he's going to do. He is going to announce that Saudi Arabia is rejoining the petrodollar. By doing so, the American dollar is strong right now, and the economy is doing well in the stock market. It's a good time to invest, and buying up our national debt is always fun for Saudi Arabia. And he'll save them a couple percentage points on that and get them to get back to the table with Israel. Liv, your thoughts on this? Is there anything left in Gaza to care about? I mean, did Israel, did we really believe that they were going to go ahead and take over the Gazan territory and make it part of Israel again? Or are they just like, listen, we've done our job, now we can focus on other things? What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, the good thing in Gaza right now is the hostages and getting them back. So, I mean, it's a good thing. It doesn't matter if it's during Biden's presidency or Trump's. I mean, they're getting them back, and it's nice that, unfortunately, some of the hostages did die, but at least the families are able to get their bodies back to bury them and be able to mourn and do the grieving process. So that's always good. But I don't think, in my opinion, that Israel had their eye on taking the Gaza Strip back and making it part of Israel. I think they're just defending themselves and saying, get the fuck out of our country and just let us live our lives in peace. And they're just, they've had it. They've been bullied for so long. They're the fat kid on the playground in elementary school that's been picked on and picked on and picked on and picked on by everyone. And finally they turned around and gave their bully a big black eye and saying, leave me the hell alone. And that's what they're doing right now.
I want to be clear. We're not getting all Americans back. There are obviously some that are gone forever because the bodies don't remain. And there's going to have to be a lot of account. But I think what you're going to get from these hostages is a lot of fresh intel on Hamas, where they're at, where they're located, what are some of the ways that they have played the cloak and dagger with these hostages. And I believe truly that Israel will very much on the clandestine take out anyone who they release. Israel doesn't mess around, and Mossad doesn't mess around. And they may be free for 6 months or a year, but they know, thank you, Chevelle. They know exactly where these people are, and Mossad will systematically remove all of them from the equation at one point or another, and that's just the way that they roll. So, in my opinion, I don't want a ceasefire. Go take out the Houthis, make sure the IRGC is eliminated, make sure Hezbollah is completely incapacitated, the JIP is neutered, and eradicate these sons of bitches from the earth, because in a decade this is all going to be happening again.
Well, that was going to be my next question for you. When do you think it'll even take another 10 years, or do you think it'll wait until Trump is out of presidency again and they'll do something then?
No, because they did things. It's not like Iran didn't get froggy and some of these proxies didn't get froggy under Trump. It's just Trump didn't mess around. And Iran didn't want any more. Iran was trying to figure out how to feed themselves, and were literally just getting destroyed. And then when Biden came in, very similar to the pallets full of cash type thing, lifted sanctions against Iran, and it gave them, they started getting froggy. I mean, the whole thing in Israel is Biden's fault, hands down.
Yeah.
There is nobody else responsible for this. And everybody goes, oh, no, this is a long-lasting generational thing. No. Trump had them neutered. He had 3 major Muslim countries into the Abraham Accords to make peace with Israel. Saudi Arabia was on the precipice of doing it. Getting out of Afghanistan, our presence in Middle East was infinitesimal. And to see Biden mess up Afghanistan, give up Bagram, which gave us a very strong QRF, spin them up, and hit these groups at a moment's notice type reaction, it left them unchecked. And now you see all these larger groups that are moving in through Europe and impacting from ISIS and Al-Qaeda. You're seeing ISIS-K reemerge. So Trump has to go back and do this all again. So if everyone thinks that Trump's going to be super peaceful, he's not. Trump is going to kill and eradicate as many terrorists as he possibly can with the help of MI6, the help of Israel. And he will, there is no caliphate, but he is going to have a lot tougher of a job, because there are pockets of terrorist groups all over the North Africa, Europe, Middle East, etc., that he has to now fight and eradicate. So there will be conflict. I'm fine with that. Yeah. I don't care. I just don't want any massive war. That's what I'm looking for.
I think it was Sarah Adams. Is that her name? She was on when she did this Sean Ryan podcast. She was saying, we had peace because we were so aggressive in taking out terrorist organizations that most Americans didn't know about, wasn't on the news every day, but we had peace because of that. And that's a necessity. And that, yes, people are against it because, they don't want to kill people that are allegedly innocent until proven guilty. But I mean, they have intel on these people. I kind of trust that we did live in peace for a long time. So I think the evidence stands. I think we need to go in and get rid of these terrorist cells. They're not good people. They hate Americans, and they hate anybody who's not.
They hate Muslims.
Anyway.
They hate Shiites, Sunnis. It doesn't matter. They hate anyone who is not them. And then when they don't have people to hate that aren't them, they hate them.
Yeah.
And that's what Muslims do. When Muslims don't have Jews to kill, they kill Muslims.
Yeah.
They kill Arabs. That's what they do. So, everyone's like, oh, we should get rid of Israel. I'm like, not if you're a Muslim, because then you're just going to go kill each other. I mean, killing Jews is completely acceptable, I guess. But once you start turning on Muslims, then that's where we draw the line. None of it's okay. And I'm not sitting here and saying that the United States doesn't work in its interest and hasn't done things and atrocities. I'm not saying that. But to sit here and play the game that there is a long history of U.S. killing U.S. outside of our Civil War, and Barack Obama dropping a few, 286 different strikes on American citizens who were essentially claiming ISIS and Al-Qaeda ties. The United States does a pretty good job of not killing each other. We seem to do that okay ourselves, but the government doesn't necessarily need to. I don't see this changing much. I think Israel is never going to allow Gaza to become a terrorist haven again. I believe that they will continue strikes that are deemed necessary. And Hamas, of course, look at Twitter. All of them are claiming, victory. Oh, look at Israel tuck tail and run. And you're like, your people are, you're morons. They're just morons. Anyone who thinks that Hamas won anything except piles of rubble and dead people, that's really all they have. And it's ridiculous to think anything else.
Well, I'll be glad to not hear the comments, or read the comment section of anything that I look at online and not see the Gaza comments. Like, think of the people in Gaza. Like, you're reading about the tragedies in LA, and every comment is, how do you think the people in Gaza feel? Now you know how they feel. You can relate to the Gaza people now. I'm like, this is different. Like, this is so different. It's ridiculous.
Real quick, I saw one question, Liv, about Iran. Were you going to give me that one?
I haven't seen it. I don't know.
Oh, there was like 3 or 4. I'll do it.
Yeah. Sorry.
Are you okay? What
Oh,
you
yeah.
focus? You seem to be staring off. Do you
I'm
need to go?
I'm watching you guys.
Well, don't. We got questions. So Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah. Normally
Usually
people put it. Normally,
there's like 15 cues on here. There's like 15 of them.
I haven't seen them.
Okay. So they're all right here. Are you sure you're? I'm really serious. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Okay, because usually you're all over this. You're like bam, 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 and you kind of way out there. So
if they're Facebook goes way too quick, and if I look away for even a second, I'm gonna miss them. I can't see the comments. They go
Jose
too
says,
fast.
I
Matt,
can't see
those
comments
people
either.
What do you mean you can't see comments?
I have to. I
Well,
have
you-
it on
you
my
can't-
phone now. Yeah, so
Got
I
it.
have to like go scroll through, and it's
Okay.
yeah.
Matt, those people they call Yahoo boys, they come from Kenya. That is a very large network. It's not really a question, so I don't really have anything. It's going to be rather okay. That's not a question. Do you think suddenly Ukraine will decide to negotiate with Putin? I think that there's two things. One, let's do the next question first. Do I think Iran is the head of the snake and should be taken out? I think Iran should most assuredly be taken out, eradicated. And the Ayatollah, the Shah, the clerics, of course. But I don't think it's the United States that should do it. I think it's their own people need to revolt, and there needs to be a civil war or a coup. So I think what Donald Trump will continue to do is leverage psychological warfare in Iran like he did, put American-based cell phones, small pamphlets, and litter the ground and send iPhones over. I mean, all this type of stuff with Americanized Western civilization access. So it's kind of like a radio-free Iran type thing. And eventually that was working. And with the pressure of economic sanctions, they were on the precipice of revolt. I mean, they really were. It was a powder keg. And of course, Biden came in and lifted all these sanctions and gave them money, and that's what he did, and funded terrorism. I think Trump immediately is going to be very heavy-handed with Iran and try to force their hand. So do I think they're the head of the snake? Yes. Do I think they should be taken out? Yes. Do I think the United States should do it? No. Because they don't need to. Do you think suddenly Ukraine will decide to negotiate with Putin? What do you guys think? Do you think Zelensky is going to come to the table and say, I've got Trump here who is looking to make a deal, so it gives me some leverage? And what do you guys think?
First off, thank you, Ashley, for the donation.
Yes.
Oh,
Thanks,
I didn't
Ashley.
see it.
I've got you if you don't say anything.
Thank you, Ashley.
I honestly think that very shortly that there's going to be a peace treaty or a ceasefire or something. The face. Look at her. She's so pissed.
It's
Okay,
okay.
here-
Here's
here's the-
on this freaking computer today, and it was completely fine. And then
You went to Amazon.
Well, let's make a good thing out of a bad situation. We're all going to play a shot game. Every time that your internet blinks, we all take a shot.
Yeah, that sounds
That's our
good.
new game today.
That sounds good.
I think that there's going to be some sort of ceasefire or something between Ukraine and Russia shortly, because I honestly think both of them are very afraid of Trump, just like Iran and Hamas and everyone else. So I think they know how he was when he was president before, and I think they know that he's not fucking around, and that what?
Ban him.
Sandra.
Oh,
Sandra,
gotcha.
Vanessa, ban him.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I'm just telling the mods. Ban
Oh,
him.
okay,
Go
gotcha.
ahead.
So yeah, so I think something's going to happen.
You kind of need to, because, before Zelensky sits here and his leverage right now is that the United States is funding and providing him weaponry. If he doesn't deal with Trump, I don't think there's going to be a palette to continue to provide weapons for Ukraine, because then the American people are going to lose sympathy, right? They're like, wait a second, why aren't you into a peace deal? You should be negotiating. We're not going to continue to provide weapons for you to fight indefinitely. There needs to be an exit and an end to this. We learned our mistake with Vietnam. We learned our mistake with Afghanistan. I think they have to. Amy, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think when Trump said weeks ago, like, I will have this deal negotiated before I take office, I think it's already been in the works.
Right.
I believe that. And I am sure if it doesn't happen before the inauguration, it's going to happen, if not immediately afterwards, like within the day or two. I'm pretty certain of that. I believe that Zelensky is, I mean, he's a good actor. I'll give him that. And but Putin and Zelensky they both.
Shit. Amy is going to be taking the evening off because
You
we
can't hear
can't.
me?
No, you cut out. It's not. It's
I
not.
don't know
you.
what's going on. It's not me. I'm freaking annoyed.
Well, we love you, and if you want to go, that is a ginormous cup. Holy shit!
It is.
That's like a 24-ounce coffee mug. That's not a 16. It's 24, isn't it?
I think it's 18 ounces, and I don't know why I
Lies.
know that, but no,
Fake news.
it's like 18 ounces.
Holy crap. Well, I will say this. I agree with you 120% in regards to Zelensky needs to do something. And I've said this for a long time. Trump's going to come in, give Vladimir Putin exactly what he needs, the buffer zone, and give him the Donbass region. He'll put a 30-mile buffer on the Russian border. That's kind of a demilitarized zone. It makes sense. Zelensky will agree to 10 years to 20 years to not join NATO. And then the UN will ultimately pitch in to rebuild Ukraine. Those are the terms, and they're fantastic terms. And everybody gets to go home and play nice. And in the end, Putin gets somewhat of what he wanted. In another 10 years, he'll go do it again. And maybe Syria will be ripe for the picking or something. But he'll figure it out. It comes down to this. It needs to happen. It should happen. And I want all this shit to stop. I want to stop giving money to foreign countries. I want to stop these conflicts. Listen, at some point, we have got to self-actualize and realize that these never-ending wars, how long are we going to play tic-tac-toe to realize that there is no winner? In war games, it took the computer, a few 100 million times of playing tic-tac-toe to realize, hey, there's no winner in this. And these never-ending wars and battles, we've got to get to a point where we start learning and becoming more agile. And I think the Middle East is there. I think the Middle East is starting to realize that the constant killing of generations of Arabs is no benefit to anyone. And they look at Qatar, they look at Saudi Arabia, they look at Kuwait, they look at, these ungodly, rich and lucrative cities and Bahrain, and they go, well, I'm riding a camel and I'm sleeping with my sister's sister. Maybe it's time to elevate. Maybe it's time to start thinking a little bit differently. And I think the Middle East is getting to that point where it's ripe for the picking. So I would love to see these things stop, but whether it does or not is dependent upon a lot of different variables that we don't control. So I think we do that. Pam Bondi, who knows who Pam Bondi is?
I know she was Attorney General of Florida, right?
Yeah, Attorney General. Good job, honey. Attorney General for Florida. Before we do that, I want to show you something new I forgot to talk to you guys about real quick. And this is very, very cool. We have a new product. Arcadia Publishing reached out to us. They do our Documents of Freedom books, and there is a brand new edition that I am so stoked about. I ordered, I didn't even get to talk to Olivia.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about
this. This is a 9x6, so it's a full hardback, full leather.
Oh, wow.
It is full leather, Constitution of the United States. And what's really cool about it is it actually has short biographies of the framers and signers inside. It has all the amendments inside. It's 144 pages. It is 9x6 by 2 inches. And it is exclusive right now to the Don't Unfriend Me show. It's not for sale anywhere else.
Did you say it was leather bound?
It is leather bound. So it is 100% leather bound. First of all, thank you for all the likes. I got 1 downvote. Fucking
wow,
YouTube.
That's good.
Yeah, 100.
That's good
thumbs
though.
Up.
I mean,
it's okay. It's never. But the funny thing is that it always goes away when I call it out because someone's like, "Whoop! I meant to hit the like button, but I hit the downvote." This is what it looks like. It is a dark navy blue with gold inlay. It is beautifully printed. It is very much like all the other Arcadia Publishing. This is exclusive to us right now. This isn't released anywhere else.
It's really pretty.
Oh,
Yeah, it is.
It is
Like
awesome.
really pretty.
It is so cool.
When do we get our copy?
It's coming. It's going to be here in the next few days. I just ordered the boxes to ship them out, but this will be on sale right now. You can go onto the site. They won't ship until next week, but it's on sale right now. And this is what it looks like. It's very, very cool. And it is, I believe we're doing it for $54.99. So it's not too bad. So it's a good price. Like I said, full leather bound book. It'll be with you forever. It's just like the smaller versions, but this one, like I said, 144 pages. It is the full version of the Constitution, all the amendments, and then also the autobiography, or the quotes and biography from our framers. So it talks about, you want to learn about every single person from Alexander Hamilton to Franklin to Hancock to whoever else. You can learn even also the Declaration of Independence about that too. So it's all in that book, 144 pages. You can get it now at thedumbshow.com. Thank you, Barbara Stewart.
Thanks, Barbara.
Melania Trump is going back. Oh, I do too. I think, you know what's funny is that you look like her sometimes, Amy.
I do. Oh, that's a compliment. I'll take it.
Sometimes. Yeah, you do.
Like
And
RBF.
You do. She has a very Slavic look to her, and you do.
It's because she's from Eastern Europe, but I think she's our most eloquent first lady we've ever had.
Yes.
Well, in my lifetime
100%.
anyway.
Yeah, she's pretty awesome. Trust me, we're going to cover Pam Bondi. That's going to be a feast. I want to do the Melania Trump thing first. We have a whole bunch of people on. It's so great to see everybody.
What is it like when you're moving back in the White House?
And let's listen to this.
And girl for Melania, and I would like to be her. So I want to come back in my next life as her. Like, I want to be her. I love her.
We'll let her know. Not that we know her.
Yeah.
This is in regards to her moving into the White House and the way she was treated by the Obamas. Take a listen. Mel says, are you giving a free copy to all the 51st state people as a joining package? If Canada joins, I will most assuredly buy one for all of my listeners in Canada. All right, here we go. Let's listen to this.
What is it like?
Liv, this should take you off.
When you're moving back in the White House? What's different this time?
The difference is I know where I will be going. I know the rooms where we will be living. I know the process. The first time was challenging. We didn't have much of the information. The information was upheld for us from previous administration. But this time I have everything. I have the plans. I could move in. I already packed. I already selected the furniture that needs to go in. So it's very different transition this time, second time around.
Will you decorate it exactly like it was before, or are you making changes?
A little bit of changes, not much.
How have the Bidens been? Have they been accommodating, and are they still living there?
They're still living there, and they will be out on January 20. So what happened is on January 20, the transition team has only 5 hours to move Biden's out and to move us in. So everything needs to be planned to the minute. I will be in the White House, and when I need to be in New York, I will be in New York. When I need to be in Palm Beach, I will be in Palm Beach. But my first priority is, to be a mom, to be a first lady, to be a wife. And once we are in on January 20, it's you serve the country.
So sounds like the Obamas didn't make it very easy for her. Played games and grab ass, and kind of like they did for Helen Keller when she was bad. Her parents would rearrange the furniture.
That's horrible.
That's awesome.
And, did you guys
awful? I mean, awful.
You guys know what happened when Helen Keller fell off the cliff? She screamed her hands off.
What did Helen Keller say when she burnt her hand on a toaster?
No. Right.
My dad told me that one when I was younger.
What did Helen Keller's parents do to her when she was bad?
They rearranged the furniture.
Put a plunger in the toilet.
Oh, geez, that's horrible.
Yeah. So why was Helen Keller's leg yellow?
The dog was also blind.
The dog was blind too. So horrible. so fucked
They're
up.
great.
They are great. Helen Keller jokes are amazing, and I'm like 8, and I'm like, who's Helen Keller? It's like, who cares? Just keep making fun of the blind dumb girl. So horrible. I feel bad. People wonder why. You wonder why I'm insensitive to my wife girlfriend. This is why, because I told Helen Keller jokes. Melania Trump, you saw her at the funeral of Jimmy Carter. She doesn't want anything to do with these people. She doesn't want anything to do with the elite. I think the first time she did this, she tried to be magnanimous. She tried to be, a first lady that people would look up to. And then midway through, she started wearing the screw the media jacket and everything else. I think she has the same attitude as Donald Trump, which is a giant FU to the press.
She does it in a very eloquent, classy way, though.
Yeah. So what do we think we should expect from Melania Trump this go around? Do you think she's going to try to go the way of Nancy Reagan and go the way through kids? I think something with trafficking maybe would be great for her to focus on. But what do you guys think?
I don't know what she's going to focus on, but I'm here for whatever it is. I love watching her. I truly aspire to adopt her id-gaff attitude. I would love to just truly behave the way I feel inside. I can't do that. And she does. And I think, like you said, she gave it 4 years. She was kind when she needed to be. And now she's like, I'm Eastern European. I'm straightforward. I love Eastern Europeans, by the way. I love how I love their vibe. Just love it.
Except for the English.
They're not Eastern European, really.
They like to think they're everything.
They're not. They're like,
no.
She's like far Eastern European. She's not. They're not. Yeah, they're not.
I'm well aware that England isn't Eastern European. My point is that England believes they have claim to everywhere since they were one of the largest empires ever on the planet. And there was a time where Eastern European was English influence. Same with Hong Kong.
The worst.
They're douchebags. What would you do as first lady, Liv? You got to be a first lady. What was one thing that you as first? I'm the husband, and I give you permission to do something one morning when I'm feeling nice, and I say, hey, you can come up with one idea. What would you do, Liv?
As first lady, what would be? Well, it's definitely
National
not
pot
going to
pie.
Yeah, that's good.
There we
Pot
go.
Pie
Make
Day.
pot pie the national dinner of the U.S. It's definitely not going to be trying to feed our elementary school and public school children crap food that costs the school 10 times more than it used to.
Yeah, thanks,
But,
Michelle. Thanks, Mike.
God, that's
thanks,
horrible.
Big Mike.
What did
come on.
she do before?
It doesn't matter. What would you do? What would you do? I don't care about what she did or what she will do. What would you do? You've got passion, especially with kids, because it's what you do outside of work when I let you leave the house. So what would you want to focus on?
I would probably want to focus on children somehow. Maybe literacy, early learning, maybe impoverished areas or low income families that may not be able to afford early childcare of any kind, and get those kids, a head start. I mean, our kids knew how to read and do basic addition and subtraction and other things by the time they hit kindergarten. Help kids, like that. Their families can't afford it, and help them get a good start on life and help them.
That's not.
So
that
would probably be something I would do.
Get rid of No Child Left Behind, I'm sure.
Yes, that also is going to be in my crosshairs, that not everyone gets a ribbon, and we're going to go back to competition is healthy, and and you don't get to retake a test 15 million times to get that grade, and that there are consequences if you fuck off in class and choose not to do your homework, that you're going to get a bad grade, and if you choose not to, then you're going to fail and you're going to have to repeat that grade. Yeah, I think we need to stop treating our kids and stop turning them into pussies, and make them a little bit harder. They need to know that life is not easy, and that when they're out on their own, that there's going to be some hard times, and it's not all about I'm going to be able to wake up at 11 o'clock and go to work for 3 hours and then bitch and complain the whole time and then come home and then get paid my $250,000 a year. And I'm going to live in mommy and daddy's basement and I'm going to be treated like a queen for the rest of my life. No. The kids need to know that, hey, you've got to do your job and you've got to do it well or you're going to get fired. And the kids need responsibility. And I would definitely take away No Child Left Behind.
Nice.
Totally take it away.
Amy, how about you? While I
baby the cat.
Hold your baby.
Yeah, she's.
Gosh,
she's
that's a good one. I think I would probably do something with children as well. I don't know. There's so much. I also think like maybe the prison system because it's just so there's so many things that are wrong with our country. It's the food that we eat. Like maybe that would be my top priority because I think that's a big problem for every single person here. Is the problem with all of our food sources. So that might be my first priority. I don't know. There's so many things wrong. There's so many things wrong. I hope to God they redo our food. I'm so tired of having to spend 4 times what I used to spend. And it's just garbage. And it's just awful. If I could garden, I can't keep one single houseplant alive or I would have a garden. I'm really terrible.
What about your marijuana that you grow?
No, my neighbor grows that.
I cannot keep the one plant I tried to keep alive, Yenny ate. And it was called a money plant. It's supposed to, if you can keep the thing alive, it's supposed to bring you good fortune.
Yeah, that shit didn't work.
And I got it for Christmas from one of my classroom kids' parents. And yeah, she ate that shit. She doesn't touch any other plant except that one. I was like, you got to be joking me. I did want to say thank you to Debbie Hensley and to Keith Baker for both ordering the Constitution book.
Nice.
I got 2 new orders.
You guys are going to be really happy. I just talked to Arcadia Publishing and it was announced and it's not in stores. So it's ours right now and we're really excited and we love them. They just produce some great stuff. They're coming out with a Donald Trump book, which I'm really excited to sell too. So they do some great stuff. What would I do if I was First Lady? Well, in considering that I can be a he, she, so I'm going to. I would want to spend time on mental wellness for kids.
That's a good one.
That's
I would
a great
want
one.
to, and realize that saying the word suicide in front of children should not be faux pas. Like, I know we try to get away from the word, but they know what it is, and they are killing themselves at rapid rates. And I think last year in Loudoun County we had like 13 suicides just in our schools, and it's just like,
oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh yeah, that's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it's horrible, very. So, and we're in one of the richest communities in the United States. I mean, it's like this is like the number one. It's been rated the number one place to live like 3 years in a row. So
yes, but the mental health is horrible here for kids. It is. If your child needs anything, it's a wait list of like, I don't know, 6 or 8 months, and you might be lucky to get like a Zoom appointment.
Yes.
If that at this
yeah,
point,
and all the doctors are horrible. They're all hands off. They want to do no face-to-face work. They want to have you get a referral. It's horrible. So mental health here in the United States is shit. But most importantly, with our generations, they're having to deal. Like the one thing I will tell you, it's not bullying anymore. The one thing that's great about Olivia or Hayden's school is she goes, Dad, they don't bully. Everyone is so helpful. I've already loved you. Go in your
because I won't love her.
Go in your
You know
hole.
what? Before I went upstairs and got ready after dinner, I sat on the stairs for a good 5 minutes and held her and loved her and thinking maybe that'll help. But no, now she just wants more attention.
So the thing is that Hayden will say, I'm not bullied. It's the confusion that these schools are causing with all the different, like the cliques and the social justice bullshit that, like I'm a lesbian. Okay. So let's all be lesbians. And then it's like, no, I'm not a lesbian. Now I'm this and that. And you're castigated into these pockets that are depressing. And you have to take on the misnomers of whatever that archetype is. And one of it is like, be depressed or be Yenny for the love of.
Oh my God. Was she just trying to climb my chair?
Look at, she's like, oh,
Dude,
She's so
okay,
cute.
you know what?
Like a
We're just
lover.
gonna, you know what? Screw it. Here we go.
Yes.
Let's just
The
watch
Yenny
this.
show.
Perfect. The Yenny show.
So the new sign that we're getting for Yenny says, "Beware of the cat. She's shady as fuck." It's so perfect for her. I love it. Look at her. Oh my goodness.
Anyway, that's all. I just think mental health is a huge thing, and they've got to do a better job of helping kids connect the dots. And it's not bullying anymore. It's not fat shaming. That's kind of all by the wayside. Now it's these cliques. And if you weren't a cool kid, you still had your other kids that you hung out with. In chess and checker club, you may not like the jocks, but it's different now. These classes of groups, like, you can't stray outside of them, and it's creating isolationism, and it's creating just a different mentality than, like, a cool kid could cross in and start doing choir or glee club, and nobody cared. Now it's very cliquish, and it's like you can't leave that archetype, and you have to stay within it. Otherwise, you get chastised, and it's a different type of bullying. But what I'm saying is, like, all the societal norms. Like, if you were a punk rocker back in the day, you would paint your nails black and you put on lipstick, and then one day you come home and you would Ali Sheedy it, and nobody cared. Now, if you do that and leave that group, it's merciless. And it's merciless. And that's where the bullying kind of starts. So these kids are just having a real hard time identifying. They're having a hard time talking. They're told not to trust their parents. They're told that their parents are racist and homophobic, and it's we got classed as that when CPS was involved. They said, hey, your daughter thinks you're homophobic. Yeah. And I'm like, what? How the fuck am I homophobic? I'm like, I would totally nail Ryan Reynolds if I had the chance. What are you talking about? And and then so I asked my daughter, I said, did you ever say that? I said, no. But they tried to push that. Like, when I would tell them things, they're like, oh, that sounds very homophobic, or that sounds racist. And I'm just like, so my point is that when you go to an adult now, it used to be, it'd be about listening. Now it's about projecting virtues onto people and woke ideology and blaming all of that. And then the kids get confused and they rebel against their parents and the family that they love. And then they have a hard time communicating. And that is what caused it when we were younger, was us feeling like we could not talk to our parents and we had no hope. And that was because that we felt disconnected, and our parents would never understand why we were painting our nails black or why we were, listening to punk rock. Now it's the teachers telling the kids that they have to do this, and it's creating a lot of confusion. So that's what I would try to do: bring education around mental health, have outs for kids from their parents, from the teachers, and encourage them how to communicate with their family first, and building that family unit. Having dinner at the table, making a game night, going out for ice cream or whatever it is, having more family cohesion and units, and helping people kind of assimilating and making that happen. It's a lofty goal, but it's certainly something we need. And
yes.
We don't have it anymore. It's frustrating.
Yeah, and mental health in general, not just the kids, everyone. I mean, it definitely starts with the kids.
Yeah.
But, for everyone.
I want to thank Christine Clark for picking up the new Constitution of the United States. Folks, we are going to sell out quick. I think I ordered 10 to start with, and we're already halfway through the first set. So if you are going to order, do it now, and I will order more, and I'll be able to get them next week. But I would recommend ordering now. So I want to talk about Mike Flynn real quick. 8 o'clock, Joe Biden's supposed to talk. I really don't care. I don't have any desire to listen to him. I'm done.
Move on.
I hope you guys are too. Here is General Mike Flynn. And can I say something? I know I'm supposed to like everybody that Donald Trump likes. I'm not a big fan of Mike Flynn. And I had the privilege of editing a 1.5 hour interview that he had with somebody that I was going to edit the video for them. And I got a little freelance work when I was working for Spreely. And I got to listen to this interview. Holy shit, is this guy nuts. Like, out there. And everyone's like, oh, he's such a good guy. No. No, he's a little off. I want you to listen to this, and you tell me if you know what this
that were
is.
in his administration.
And you tell me if you think this sounds lucid. And I'm not trying to disparage him because he served his country. He's a good man, I'm sure. I just think he's a little off at times. Here, I'm not watching Biden. We're not doing it. Here it is.
I mean, there were people while Trump was serving as president that were in his administration that we now know committed treason.
100%.
They undermined the sitting president of the United States while they were working for him, and they were in the executive branch of the government. That's called treason.
Yes, it
So
is.
some of them are over in the CIA, some are in the National Security Council. So there are going to have to be, I hate to use the phrase "the night of the long knives," but
what? Huh? Hey,
I've never heard that one before.
I haven't either.
What?
What's the night of the long knives?
Oh my God. I will educate in a second. I just want to make sure I heard that. Let's make sure.
people while Trump was serving as president that were in his administration that we now know committed treason.
100%.
They undermined the sitting president of the United States while they were working for him, and they were in the executive branch of the government. That's called treason. So some of them are over in the CIA, some are in the National Security Council. So there are going to have to be, I hate to use the phrase "the night of the long knives," but because that's a really bad phrase. But there has to be a reckoning, right?
Yes,
has to be a reckoning, and there has to be some act of accountability. And Trump, he's got to do this, because I can tell you, Mel, being at Mar-a-Lago the other night, and I still, since the election, I've been out and about talking with different people about things, and what are their expectations? Because that's kind of my thing right now, is how sort of what I'm kind of doing is sort of behind the scenes a bit. But what is the sentiment? The sentiment is people want people held accountable.
Yeah,
people from the last couple of administrations must be held accountable, to include those that were in Trump's administration. Number one, Trump has to take action like right away. I mean, no waiting for a 100-day plan. We want action Monday at 12:05, right? Boom.
So Mel K, sorry, that's an unfortunate picture there. I stopped on Mel. I apologize.
Oh.
Used to be a peer at Wimkin, and I don't know if she still is or not. Really haven't really watched her show. She's very popular over on Wimkin, so I certainly don't want to point fingers. She's very, very intelligent. I've been on a fentanyl roundtable with her, and she's very, very smart. I like her quite a bit. I certainly wouldn't have said yes when Mike Flynn said the night of the long knives.
Do it!
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
I just Googled it.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!
You're a little excited, Mel, when he said Night of the Long Knives. Amy, educate us about the Nazis eradicating political opponents.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. It's on Wikipedia. It says the Night of the Long Knives. Can't say it in German. Also called Rome Purge or Operation Hummingbird, was a purge that took place in Nazi Germany from the 30th of June to the 2nd of July in 1934. Chancellor at the time, Adolf Hitler, urged on by Hermann Göring and Heinrich Himmler, ordered a series of political extrajudicial executions intended to consolidate his power and alleviate the concerns of the German military about the role of Ernest Röhm. And this
truly gave Adolf Hitler the power, and Himmler. This was kind of an initiation, almost to check the box for Hitler to gain fealty from the German military, particularly the SS. This is not a good thing. I understand what General Flynn is saying, but we might want to hold a trial first, maybe, maybe an investigation, maybe an inquiry, before we start just eliminating anyone who we deem necessary in order to gain the favor of the American people. Because this is the problem with guys like Flynn, is that when the left calls us Nazis, we laugh. But then you hear this and go, oh, well,
if the shoe fits.
Maybe we do have, maybe we do have a few people who at least sympathize, because Mein Kampf isn't the playbook for a republic, okay? We're not fascists. The alt-right is too far to the right, as the alt-left is too far to the left. And for someone who rides the middle, who has German Nazis in his DNA and blood, and Jews, I kind of can ride the fence. So people wonder why I ride the fence. I had slaves in my family and slave owners in my family. So it seems like I've been forced to ride the fence in my life, because if you look at my lineage, it seems like I have family on both sides of right and wrong. And you can quote the Night of the Long Knives and make it very clear and say, listen, I'm not talking about doing something like the Gestapo did. I'm not talking about what Romans did. And I'm certainly not saying that we need to do what Nazi Germany did with the Night of the Long Knives. However, there has to be some space in between where we don't sit here and say everything's going after our political opponents. We need to hold all sides accountable to a standard, and there were some things that most assuredly look to be treasonous in our government, and we need to take that seriously. That's a very fine statement to make. Not like, well, I'm not saying tongue-in-cheek that this should be Night of the Long Knives. Wink, wink. Thoughts?
So
Thanks,
this
Kev.
is like a purge? Yeah, thank you, Kevin.
Yeah, it's rounding up your political opponents and murdering them, and
Right.
reinstalling who you want that's going to be favorable to you. It's everything they say Trump is going to do, and then he just said the quiet part out loud.
Yeah, he's not part of the administration this time around, is he?
He's behind the scenes.
Peachy.
Yeah, he's
feel like-
he's not going to run for any posts, but he just even said it. He said he's behind the scenes.
I feel like this is done by pretty much every political leader who has then been assassinated because they're an evil person. Like, didn't Gaddafi do this? Didn't what's the other guy? The guy in Cuba.
Saddam
What's his
Hussein?
name?
Oh,
Thank you.
Castro?
Hussein.
Castro,
Yeah, Castro,
Gaddafi.
Saddam Hussein. Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't all the really evil people did this, right? They eliminated anyone, including people who were supposed to be loyal to them, right? Like they would just be like, oh, today, I don't like you. We're going to off y'all.
Right. It's just, I'm not saying, I mean, he did say, I'm not saying it is, but that's like saying, listen, I'm not saying we need to go ahead and revitalize the Ku Klux Klan.
No.
But what I'm saying is that we need to burn a few crosses and send some messages here. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
That's what you just said. So my point is there are a lot of it's not misspeaking. This is not the first time that he has done this. He says shit like this all the time, and a lot of them do. So my whole point is this, is that I'm not here to bash on Mike Flynn. He served his country well. I believe he got a rough shot with the FBI. I thought they treated him completely. It was entrapment. I don't like the way they treated him. But let's not forget that there was a very large group of Donald Trump's influencers who did support and work with Russia. It's just, they didn't steal the election. It wasn't Russian election interference. But there were the Hatch Act was violated multiple times, and the declaration of working with foreign state entities was not declared. It is illegal. Democrats do it too, and they should also be held accountable to a higher level. All of them should, and this goes into the conversation of Pam Bondi. What I can't stand is when people are like, oh, well, why do we just want to hold Republicans? I don't. I want to hold them all accountable. My point is none of them get held accountable but Republicans, and that's the problem. Pam Bondi crushed it today. And I think they need to watch their asses, because this lady, I think she is going to use the DOJ to the fullest extent. And there is going to be no by your leave. There's going to be no stay of execution. I truly believe she is going to bring the hammer down on everybody who is not following the law. Here is a video, and this is about the greatest thing I have seen in a long time, is Pam Bondi facing off and literally demolishing Adam Schiff, this pencil neck douchebag. I can't stand Schiff. She just undresses him. 4 minutes of kicking his ass. This is what a woman looks like. This is what a woman who is empowered looks like. This is my worst nightmare, to have my wife and my girlfriend like this, because I don't ever want them to stand up to my abuse. Here's the video. And she's the same. Remember Gillibrand last night? We saw her, the one who basically looked like the witch from Clash of the Titans. Same age as Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi's smoking.
I would have guessed when I first saw her picture, I thought she was like 34. I thought she was younger than me.
Yeah, she's
not a
so
clue.
beautiful.
She crushed it today. Listen to this.
Worry about divulging
I'm sitting
law
here as a
enforcement
nominee.
sensitive information. So just tell us,
I'm
are you
sitting here as
aware?
a nominee.
Just tell us, are you aware of a factual predicate to investigate Jack Smith? Yes or no?
Senator, what I'm hearing on the news
Are
is
you aware
horrible.
of a?
Do I know if he committed a crime? I have not
You
looked
seem reluctant to answer a simple question. Let me ask you a different simple question. The president also wants to jail Liz Cheney. Sitting here today, are you aware of any factual basis to investigate Liz Cheney? Yes or no?
Senator, that's a hypothetical, and I'm not going to answer that
No,
question.
it's not hypothetical. I'm asking you, sitting here today, whether you are aware of a factual predicate to investigate Liz Cheney.
Senator, no one
Based
has
on what
asked
you
me
know.
to investigate Liz Cheney. That is a
The
hypothetical.
president has called for it publicly. You are aware of that, aren't you?
No one has asked me to investigate.
But the president
Liz.
has
We're
called-
also
the
worried about
president-
Liz Cheney,
the
Senator.
president has
You know what
called
we
for
should
this-
be worried about?
Ms. Bondi,
The
please
crime rate
answer
in
my
California
questions.
right now
You
is
are
through
aware,
the roof.
Ms. Bondi,
Your
my-
robberies
Ms.
are
Bondi,
87%
my
higher
question-
than the national
My question
average.
is this.
That's what I
My
want to
question
be
is
focused
this.
on, Senator.
Do you have the
if
power
I'm
to
confirmed
say
as
no to the
Attorney
president?
General.
And what you're suggesting today by your non-answer is you don't have the independence to say no to the president. So let me ask you a different question. It also requires you, if you're going to be a good attorney general, to be able to tell hard truths to the president. So my questions now are, can you tell hard truths to the president? So let me start with an easy truth that you could speak to the president. Can you tell us, can you tell him that Donald Trump lost the 2020 election? Can you say that? You have the independence to say that. You have the gravitas, the stature, the intestinal fortitude to say, Donald Trump, you lost the 2020 election. Can you tell us that here today?
Senator, what I can tell you is I will never play politics. You're trying to engage me in a gotcha. I
No,
won't
I'm just
do it.
asking you a simple
I
question.
won't play
If you can
politics
speak truth
with any
to
ongoing
power. So let me ask you
investigation,
another.
like you did
let me-
leaking your
let me ask
colleague
you-
Devin Nunes's memo.
If you can't answer the question, let me ask you a different, what should be a simple truth, not a hard one. Was there massive fraud affecting the result of the 2020 election? Yes or no?
Senator, I'm glad you asked that question. If you'll let me answer what I saw in Pennsylvania.
No, I asked a simple question about massive fraud.
I can only tell you what I saw in Pennsylvania.
I know you want to answer a different question, but my question is, can you tell us whether there was massive fraud affecting the results of the 2020 election? Yes or no? Was there
I
or
can
was there
tell
not?
you what I saw when I went
That's
as an
not my,
advocate
that's
to
not
the
my
campaign.
question. So you can't answer that question.
God.
You can't speak that even easy truth to us, let alone to the president. So let me ask you a different question. It will also be important that you give good advice.
You know what I would say to him just to shut him the fuck up? Why are you mansplaining things to me?
Right. It's a good one.
I mean,
Are you going to continue to mansplain all hearing long? Because I think I should talk to your handlers about how you're breaking virtual signaling 101. Why are you mansplaining to me? Go ahead, Liv.
or why don't you tell me what answer you would like me to,
Right.
what you would like to hear? And sure. I mean, he's asking a question, she's answering it. And because it's not what he wants to hear, I'll give you a simpler question.
Yeah, this is projection 101. This is like when you try to stand up to me, what I say to you, you know? This is what I say to my girlfriend, too.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Amy.
This is why I absolutely hate this part of the process. I think we need to do away with this.
Yes.
On both sides. I can't stand it. It's just absolutely, it's so frustrating to try to even listen to these hearings, or not hearing, but the confirmation process, because no one gets to talk. Not a single person is allowed to talk or give an answer. It's just a beratement. It's like, if you want to just get up there and yell at people, then just do that. Like, why are you asking questions? Just sit here and say, I'm going to take my time and I'm just going to say everything about you that I want to just put out there in the media, whether it's true or not.
I don't even understand why this has to happen. Why can't the president choose his own cabinet?
It doesn't have to. Well, constitutionally, it can happen, and it's a tradition, but it's not necessarily laid out to this extent. They have oversight, right? But it's the processes. This isn't selection. This is to see who can sit there as one side pedals and throws softballs, while the other side throws fastballs that are from cricket and not even baseball. It's not even the same sport. There is not. What is this? What does this have to? I'm sorry. I'm not the FEC. I don't oversee this. I'm the Department of Justice. I'm applying for. What makes you think that I am going to go ahead and investigate election fraud in the United States? That's going to be the FEC, and it's going to be brought to the Attorney General. They're going to make a recommendation, and we get to decide to go ahead and charge. Now, if you tell me that election fraud is taking place in the United States, I'm going to charge accordingly to who broke the law based upon the evidence. What does my opinion have to do with anything? Listen, Mr. Schiff, I understand with you it's all about opinion and supposition and conjecture and derision, but with us it's a little different. We're blind. We have to follow the law and the letter of the law. You don't. So don't sit here and lecture me about it. This guy, listen, there's very few people who I want to punch in the throat. Him doing this to her, and then Blumenthal having the balls to question Pete Hegseth, the guy who lied, the Marine, disgraced Marine, who lied about being in Vietnam, who is actually right now serving in government, stole valor, and he gets to question Pete Hegseth because Pete drank a lot? Or Pete took underwear and danced on a table with his head and was a military guy? Oh, God, clutch my pearls. First of all, none of that has been proven. It's all conjecture. It's all anonymous shit. Pete Hegseth has admitted he has done wrong. Schiff has never admitted he's done anything wrong in his entire life. Here's the rest of this. She destroys him here. Wait for the ending.
To the president. Are you prepared to advise the president not to pardon people who beat police officers?
Senator, as I said, the pardons are at the direction of the president. We will look and we will advise. I will look at every case on a case. Let me finish. On a case-by-case basis.
Okay, good.
And I abhor violence to police officers.
Follow up with that. So will it be your advice to the president, Mr. President? I know you said you want to issue hundreds of pardons on day one. Will it be your advice to the president? No, Mr. President, I need to go over them on a case-by-case basis. Do not issue blanket pardons. Will that be your advice to the president?
Senator, I have not looked at any of those files. If confirmed, I will look at the files
and
for
will
the
you be able to
pardons,
do?
as well
will you
as the
be able to
ongoing
review
investigation.
hundreds of cases on day one?
I will look at every file I am asked to look at.
Of course you won't. So will you advise the president?
Can I answer the question?
Well, my question
I
is,
would have plenty of staff. You said, of course you want.
You'll be able to review
Listen,
hundreds
I'm
of
not going to
cases on the first day?
mislead this body nor you.
All right, let me ask another question. You don't want to answer that. Let me ask
You
another
were
question.
censured by
It will
Congress,
also-
Senator, for
it will
comments.
So, of course, and why Charlie Kirk cut it off there, I don't know. So I had to go find it for you, and I did. So you can hear.
Actual basis to investigate Liz Cheney. Yes or no?
Senator, that's a hypothetical, and I'm not going to answer that question.
No, it's not hypothetical. I'm asking you sitting.
Okay, so that's the 87%. I think this is.
But I can't.
This, hold on. I found it for you. I swear to gosh. Swear to God. Hold up. I think it's right. Oh, there's so many good ones today. It doesn't matter. Basically, he said, this is why you got censured in California for misleading statements like this. And just slammed his door right in the dick. Wait, here it is.
To go over them on a case-by-case basis.
Nope. This is right.
Do not.
I think this is it. Hold on. This is it. Nope, that's not it. This is
Let me
it.
start with one very specific.
Here it is.
So let me start with one very specific non-hypothetical. The president has said that my head looks like a watermelon. Will you commit to making him stop?
Senator, I feel for you. I really do. But I can't commit to making President Trump stop calling you watermelon head because, to be honest, your head does look like a fucking watermelon. I mean, damn. And how do you even hold that thing straight with that tiny little pencil neck?
Oh, that's great.
That's
good. Who did that?
I don't know. Who cares?
That's awesome.
All I know is I'm using
That's
it. It's laughable. Now, Tim Kaine.
Oh man.
Tim Kaine is an idiot. Why does it look like he went back in time and decided to go ahead and swap some DNA with Tim Walz? Here is a video. He looks horrible. He looks like he just basically got done with 1.21 gigawatts. Just listen.
Your colleague said that you got drunk at an event at a bar and chanted, "Kill all Muslims." Another colleague, not anonymous, we have this, said that you took co-workers to a strip club. You were drunk. You tried to dance with strippers. You had to be held off the stage. And one of your employees in that event filed a sexual harassment charge as a result of it. Now, I know you denied these things, but isn't that the kind of behavior that, if true, would be disqualifying for somebody to be Secretary of Defense?
Senator, anonymous false charges.
They're not anonymous. And I'll just conclude and say this to the chairman. You claim that this was all anonymous. We have seen records with names attached to all of these, including the name of your own mother.
No, you didn't.
So don't make this into some anonymous press thing. We have seen multiple names of colleagues consistently throughout your career that have talked about your abusive actions,
Chairman,
attitudes,
I think he's
words,
over
and
his time.
statements
He's
to
way
women.
over his time.
I now yield.
Bullshit. His mother wrote a retraction letter. His mom was pissed. If
Yeah.
every mom had to air their laundry about what they've said about their kids throughout their lives, holy crap, Olivia and I are in some deep shit.
Well, yeah, and she was defending his ex-wife, right? In that letter, I believe. She was basically saying, like, what you did is wrong. You messed up. You're a shitty person. And then she's like, that wasn't really for public consumption. I love my kid, but he needs to be called out on his behavior, no matter what his age, right? She seems like a sweet lady.
Time out. Beefy, 1, 2, 3, 4. Beefy, 1, 2, 3, 4. Liv, give me a 1, 2, 3, 4, please.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Amy?
1, 2, 3, 4.
We should all be level now. Beefy, let me know. You were right. I was 4 decibels lighter than the ladies because I usually come in a little hot. But I think Olivia having more space in the back, she's getting more amplification and more reverb. So she's coming in a little hotter. And then Amy, her whole system is screwed up tonight. So I don't know what the hell's going on. But either way, we should be balanced now. Let me know if I'm not. I usually overpower sometimes. So I kind of dial mine back. But thanks for letting me know, brother. Plus, Olivia's mic is a little closer to her. And Amy's mic's a little bit different. It doesn't need as much power. But thank you. Let me know if it sounds better. Liv, your thoughts on Tim Kaine?
I haven't liked Tim Kaine since he ran with Hillary Clinton.
He's our
I've
senator.
always thought he was a joke.
Yeah.
He really is. And you're right. He looks...
Looked like he had sex with Walz.
It looks like if Jack Nicholson's the Joker...
Yeah.
And and Walz had a really bad Friday night and had sex, and they produced a baby. That would be Tim.
Or a really good Friday night for them.
I eat breakfast.
Really?
I eat breakfast. I eat breakfast 300,000 yards from 400,000 Cubans who are trained to kill me. So don't think you can come down here in that faggoty white uniform and make me nervous.
I wasn't talking about that movie. I was talking about Joker, when he was Joker in Batman.
Where does he get all those wonderful toys?
Yes, that one.
It's all part of the plan? Is that what you're going to say? It's all part of the plan?
No, because he didn't. That
It's all part of the plan? Wrong Joker?
Wrong Joker.
It's all part of the plan.
It's all
That's
part
Heath
of the
Ledger
plan.
Joker. Jack Nicholson Joker.
It's all part of the plan.
Yes.
You can't handle the truth.
That Jack Nicholson? That movie?
That Jack Nicholson.
That movie?
You can't handle the truth.
Is that the movie?
No, it's not the movie.
Son of a bitch.
Batman. Who never skips leg day.
Batman. Okay.
Batman.
So
that joke.
You have the ring. And I see your Schwartz is as big as mine.
So
You're just gonna go through like every movie.
we are.
Oh my goodness.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jayapal voted against. First of all, Jayapal.
Shocking.
It basically looks like the Oompa Loompa from the new Willy Wonka.
Yes.
Yeah, the Indian Oompa Loompa, Jayapal. By
Dance.
basically looks like the Indian Dots Not Feathers version of Rashida Tlaib. She voted against banning transgenders in from girls' sports, young girls' sports, high school sports in particular. Watch this. Liv, you're going to love this one. Folks, forgot to tell you, we are at the top of our half hour in the second segment, which is a perfect time to say that we are about $100 away from our goal. We always like to overdrive. We have hit our goal. We don't really talk about it a lot at the beginning of the show and at this time at 8:30 if we're not there yet. You can go to thedumbshow.com/donate. Facebook has demonetized us and took away a lot of money. So we started asking for donations about 9-10 months ago. And you guys have been amazing, just incredible. And you always help us out, even though I don't treat my girlfriend and wife acceptable, but you still deal with me and throw some money at us, even though you don't care about us. So thank you so much for that. And if you are willing to help us out and donate, please do. Toughest 2 months of the year are right now, January, February. All content creators usually take some time off at this time. We don't. We keep going. We missed last night to build that beautiful new set for Olivia. Look at this. I give my wife nice things about once every decade, and she sure deserved it. She's going to have to pay for it. I'm going to beat her later because she deserves it. But if you think we deserve it, you can help donate by going to thedumbshow.com/donate. You can go to PayPal. You can go to Venmo, and also you can go and mail us something. We'll be right back in 15 seconds. I can't do it. 15 seconds.
The Dumb Store is veteran-owned with...
Sorry, that wasn't respectful to my wife. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say...
the Dumb Store is
you're a dick.
with a 5-star
That's what he
diamond
said.
rating for service and satisfaction. We offer quality products like coffee, shirts, hoodies, and hats, all made by veterans. Shop with confidence, backed by hundreds of 5-star reviews. Use code DUMB10 to save 10%. Visit thedumbshow.com today. Thank you for your support.
The real Bob Basher says Olivia Spear digging the content, hitting the sub button now.
I was going to call him out.
Oh.
So you stole my thunder.
Well, he thinks you're hot.
No, he's brand new. He just popped in. He's new. The first time he's ever been on the show. So welcome to the show. And it just popped up in his feed. We've been here for 4 years. It's amazing that people are just seeing the show.
Isn't it amazing that all of a sudden we're starting to get, I mean, we have a ton of people on right now. So, and I know I ignore Wimkin, even though like it's on my banner in the lower right-hand corner and we talk to people all the time and all the dummies are over there right now trying to make it grow.
Here's the thing with Wimkin.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's the thing.
There's no chat. No one chats on Wimkin. I mean, I'm here and I've got like 15 comments. The reason why is the chat, it's really hard with Wimkin. It's not like Facebook where you can watch it and the chat's next to it. To get the chat, you have to scroll down and you have to keep refreshing to keep it in your screen. So not a lot of people chat on Wimkin. So, and plus Lee and Maureen are not here right now and they usually keep the conversation going.
Hey, Liv.
Yeah.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me. You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
All right, so
baby shark, dude.
Baby shark. See, now you're into it.
Stop pissing off your wife.
Stop pissing off your wife. Wait, I read that differently.
Oh, God.
It's a role reversal.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, Matthew.
I'm not into golden showers, so thanks for that. I could be for the right amount of money. I am willing to learn. So here we go.
You are on a roll tonight.
Jayapal, here she is. Oompa loompa doopa dee dee. Here we go.
She does
Today,
look like them.
Republicans brought to the floor a bill that categorically bans transgender girls from school sports.
Yay! Woo! Go Republicans! Ban those trannies.
Yeah.
God,
Can we
yes.
not? Can we not say that now? I'm sorry. Was that wrong?
I voted no on this bill, and I want to tell you why. Instead of focusing on lowering costs and raising wages for the American people, the things that Republicans said that they were going to do, their first bill that they brought to the floor this week was a bill to categorically ban transgender girls from school sports. Now, I want to be clear. Americans do have real concerns about fairness, and it's important that we have those conversations in a way that seeks to educate Americans about the facts, including what the data shows, how small this population is, and other key factors.
Oh,
Can I say?
Sure, in your new
say
set.
something? Can I say something? The reason why the Republicans brought forth that bill is because that's what their constituents wanted. They didn't just pull something out of their ass and say, we're going to do whatever the hell we want. Fuck you guys, even though you got us into power and voted for us, but we don't care about you. Republicans, some of them actually care about their constituents, and that was a huge, huge thing during this election. I know immigration was on top, but the whole transgender thing, it was big on parents' minds during this election. So Jaya freaking Oompa Loompa pal, whatever the hell your name is, go fuck yourself. And hopefully she's out of like Congress or Senate or whatever.
No. She can't lose. I mean, well, she's very, very,
well, she's
very
Hawaii,
deep,
isn't she?
Deep blue.
Oh,
But
she's
I also
Hawaii.
want to be
Shit.
very clear that categorical bans like this one harm all girls and are invasive and impossible to implement.
Amy's gonna go off.
How do you
They
verify
harm all girls?
a girl's, quote, reproductive biology? If a young girl, if your daughter does not look feminine enough, does that mean she's subject to examination now?
I think so. If she's really butt ugly and she like basically looks like the bottom of my foot, maybe.
In states that have passed these misguided bans, we have seen horrible reports of girls facing harassment, threats, and even secret investigations to uncover their, quote, real gender. Last year, NCAA president and former Republican governor Charlie Baker said that out of 500,000 NCAA athletes, he was aware of less than 10
10 too many.
that were trans. That's right, less than 10.
Oh, so if we only had 10 Nazis in Donald Trump's party, would that be okay? Oh, am I comparing transgender people to Nazis? No. I'm just going ahead and calling out your stupid fucking example because it doesn't matter. If there's one, it's too many.
Many. And it's hurting all girls? No. You allowing boys to be in the girls' locker rooms is hurting our girls, not the other way around.
Chicks don't have
Get 'em
dicks,
out.
silly rabbit. Dicks are for chicks.
We should
Wait. Dicks are for, I don't know.
be focusing
Well, dicks
on the
can be for
real
chicks,
No, it's
not
okay.
that
It's
way.
obstacles that female athletes face, like a lack of financial resources.
Okay,
and
JD is telling you.
I know. I told him to watch
Well, why
tomorrow.
don't you yell at him? No, he says Venmo, Olivia, Venmo.
He reminds me when he donates to let me know because it's under his legal name, and I kept putting it under his legal name, and
Can we
he'd
just
yell at me.
Can we watch the video?
So
vulnerability
he
to
tells me.
abuse.
Okay.
But instead, Republicans are wasting time attacking a group of people that represent less than a fraction of 1% of student athletes. This is a manufactured crisis to distract you from the fact that Republicans.
Okay, then it shouldn't be. Then there's no big deal to ban him.
Right.
If
I feel this. Yeah.
it doesn't going
less
to
than
hurt anybody,
1%.
then let's ban him. Can we just like ban him? Can we send him to an island? It's no big deal, right? It's just a small amount of people. At one point, black people were only 7% of the population. Can we put them back in chains then? Is that okay? Oh, wait a second. It isn't about the number because individual rights is what we based our Constitution on, and the Bill of Rights and the amendments are based on individuals, not collective, not groupthink. So what you're saying is the minority needs to be recognized. So we will. We'll recognize them. They have all the same rights that we do. What they don't get is special rights. Amy, go get them.
Well, Too bad my daughter left. I hope she looks feminine enough her whole life that we don't have to like search her up in high school. But
oh my God.
I think anyone who's been listening to the show for a little bit knows my stance. But for the new people here,
yeah, what's your stance? I don't know. I don't get it.
I have a son and I have a daughter, and I'll just say this: my daughter plays rugby. She plays on a team that's co-ed. She's 8. Okay. At 12 years old, actually no, 10. I think my son's he's on the U12 team. He plays with girls. And he's uncomfortable with it. I'm uncomfortable with it. But if those moms want to let their girls play with the boys on rugby, that's fine. It is a very safe sport, I will say. Compared I mean, okay, I get like the tackling.
Oh, Jesus. What?
I mean, it's safe in the fact that they teach these children how to tackle the correct way, so there's not a lot of injuries. And I mean safe in that way.
I played two of the toughest sports ever. Yeah, hockey and rugby, and I will tell you, I would rather get stabbed with a skate than play rugby. I'm just teasing you. I'm sorry.
Really? I feel like rugby is so much better. I do.
Not
but
against,
I've never played
not
it.
against guys my size, it's not. Maybe against little kids. But when you got a guy who's running a 4.2 and he's like a $185 and he hits you square mass, with no pads, it hurts. I mean, the stuff that goes on in the scrum, from knees to elbows to pulling and ripping of ears. I mean, man, rugby was one of the most violent sports I've ever played. And I loved it. But holy shit, is it not safe once you get to a certain level.
For girls. That's my point. So my son plays and he plays. They're both on co-ed teams. I think there's only a handful of girls on my son's level. Also with my daughter. But they're not tackling. They're not supposed to tackle at her level. She has made a few tackles in her life. And I'm like, just do it because you're a badass. But and they don't call her out because she is a girl. And they give the girls more grace if they do tackle. They're not allowed to get tackled, of course. And when she gets to the level where would be on the big team with her brother, like what her brother plays on now, I told her, absolutely not. You're not allowed to play anymore. I don't care. It's not safe. Men are bigger than women. Like that's just, even if you take the most weak man, he's probably going to have more strength than like the average woman. That's just biologically true. I do not want my children to be harmed in any way by and it doesn't really affect. I'm not advocating for girls to play boys sports. It doesn't work that way either. But after a certain age, when they hit puberty, absolutely not. Even like preteens. So, I mean, my kid is big. He's 10. He's almost as big as me. He weighs as much as I do. Like he's huge. We wear the same shoe size. Like he's a giant child. I would never want him to hurt another person playing a sport on a girl's team. I would absolutely not. There's just certain rules. He has rules when he plays with his sister. He knows how far he can take it. Sorry, I'm just very much against these men being in our locker rooms.
I'm with you.
I really can't stand it. And get out of our freaking bathrooms. Get out of our freaking locker rooms. Stay in your freaking lane. We don't need you to be all up on us. Like, we don't even breathe in our bathroom. Like, don't open the door, nothing. Stay in your freaking bathroom. And if you need your own personal, glam table, get your own fucking bathroom. Put a fucking vanity in your bathroom. I don't know what to tell y'all, but stay out of our bathrooms. Stay out of our locker rooms. I'm sick of it.
It is
Thank
official.
you to JD, not John Stillwell, for the donation because it popped up and you didn't say anything.
I'm not going to interrupt people. I was just about to say it, but you stole my thunder, and you didn't.
Hey, I also wanted to say one thing.
Thanks, John. What?
There's a comment from somebody on Rumble.
Ooh.
Musical Help is the name. If genitals do not affirm gender, then how does removing them affirm it?
That's correct.
I thought that was a very good comment.
Yep.
It's
the same thing we just said. If you're saying that 10 people aren't viable of a focus for Republicans, then 10 people aren't a viable focus for Democrats. It's a wonderful. It's one of the. It's called a circular argument for people who are unwilling to acknowledge their own hypocrisy. And it's a fantastic debate question. It usually stumps people pretty hard. There is obviously, the focus needs to be which rights are being violated for any transgender person. well, they need to use the bathroom. There is no constitutional right to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
There isn't one. So now this conversation, if you want, you need to make a constitutional right that bathrooms and bathroom privileges becomes a constitutional right for men, women, and transgender, or anywhere in between. Until you do that, this is a semantic argument. It's just a semantic argument. There are laws against males going into women's bathrooms. We have a law. And these are state and local laws. So this problem should be handled on the state and local level, just like abortion and everything else. That is what we do as a federal government, is stop talking about this. But our people in Washington feel that they need to go ahead and take a platform and make this a national issue when this is a state issue. So this is what's needed. Like, that's what I want to see. And unfortunately, we have rhinos that are going to be the Senate majority and oversight committees. So we're going to see the same bullshit that we're seeing with Hegseth, where people won't stop it and just say, wait a second, your time's over. Because you're not asking any questions. You're not interested. All you want to do is use this as a pulpit. So go out in the fucking foyer where NBC, ABC, CBS, and Fox News is waiting for you to give a soundbite and get the fuck out of here. Because you're not interested in vetting this candidate. You're interested in getting your spotlight. As an example, I'll show you right here. Marina Hirono from, now this is the one, I know fat, ugly women is really hard in Democrats to figure out who's who live. That's why you said Jayapal was from Hawaii. She's actually from Washington. Same difference. But Hirono, she's a Jap. Here it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know who she is. Okay. Yep.
Am I allowed to say Jap? Can I say, I lived in Japan. I have Japanese friends. I can say that. I just can't say it with the hard R. So here it is. Maybe. Japanese technology. Come on.
While you're getting that queued up, did you guys watch the Identity Crisis movie that came out?
No.
What's that?
What?
It's like the new movie from Daily Wire. It was on. It was free for like, I think it was last weekend. Maybe we fell asleep during it. I'll just say that. We streamed it, but we both fell asleep. So with me, it's not surprising that I fell asleep, but for Jason, he fell asleep too. So
I take it, just don't waste our time.
I don't know. I mean,
You fell asleep. That's not a sterling review, Amy.
It's not. Hi, Richard.
Richard says, hello, Olivia, Amy, and Matt. It's great listening to you all, and I agree with your comments on the topics, except for rugby is safe.
See. I will say this, I didn't finish the movie, so maybe this guy redeemed himself, but I thought like the main character did not do any favors for the argument they were trying to portray. I thought he was not a great person. He seemed like he was on something in the movie. He didn't seem like a very credible person. He admitted to like basically stalking his wife or ex-wife. Like, it was just not, I didn't finish watching it. Maybe he had some redeeming quality that I missed. I probably fell asleep within the first 30 minutes or so.
That's usually what happens when you fall asleep. When you're looking for redeeming quality, you might not see it when you're asleep.
Right. I'm just putting it there. So I can't really give a good review. I wanted to like the movie. I have been very tired lately, so baby, it is great. And
You've been working hard,
tired.
and it's not even.
It's crazy.
What is it called? It's spring
market.
Spring market. It's not even spring market. Now you got to go out and you got to go basically kill a bunch of Christians and infidels and blow them up.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's not spring market. Hold on.
That's not spring market. It's a little different. It's
another day.
It's like basically the same in real estate. It's very cutthroat.
Kind of the same. You basically go blow up opposing houses. Sorry, I get confused. That's called Arab Spring, folks. I apologize. Different. Here is the people who brought you Pearl Harbor.
Oh, jeez.
Gosh.
That's horrible.
It's horrible.
What?
You're on a roll tonight, dear.
It's funny.
Oh, that's
Come
funny.
on. I got to go find it again. Damn it. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. Shush.
Joe Biden is the President of the United States.
Who won the 2020 presidential election?
Joe Biden is the President of the United States.
Ms. Von-
God, God, she's smoking. She's smart. She's tough. And I was this close to having a chance to meet her.
When?
And
she's.
go ahead.
I don't know how good the connection is. There's a mom that's a mom of a teammate of my son's currently, and she talks about her. She's like, oh, I guess she's like the wife of, I don't know, that she talks about her all the time. I didn't really know who she was until like a month ago, and she's like, oh, she's great, and she like freaking loves her. So I can ask her like, hey, if we can.
Please, I would love to get her on the show for 5 minutes. I mean, between her and Megyn Kelly, whatever, I'm fine. This was
something tells me in your older age you're starting to like the blondes.
No, she's not a true blonde. You can tell. Look at her eyebrows. So carpet doesn't match the drapes, honey.
Bondi, you know that there is a difference between acknowledging it and, I can say.
Did she just say, honey?
Donald Trump won the 2020.
Okay, listen, it's really hard to hear when you
you
fall
paused
asleep
it in the middle of that.
No, I didn't pause it. You kept talking.
No, you were talking.
Would you stop touching me?
Don't disrespect your wife, girlfriend, please. In front of me.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Amy, I think you're the girlfriend tonight. So
No,
I mean,
I thought that was Leroy.
We've already had that talk.
Leroy.
No, Leroy catches. I pitch. I'm not gay. He sucks my dick. There's a complete difference. Here we go.
Joe Biden is the president of the United States.
Ms. Bondi, you know that there is a difference between acknowledging it and, I can say that Donald Trump won the 2024 election. I may not like it, but I can say it. You cannot say who won the 2020 presidential election. It's disturbing that you can't give voice to that fact. Moving on to DOJ's independence from politics.
But I'm so confused.
Hold on, I have a follow-up. Just hold your horses, ladies. Hold on. Here it is. I want you to listen. Listen. Because this was her yesterday with Pete Hegseth, and this is some very troubling stuff that she says way too much. I mean, she sat here and gets Pam Bondi and says, you can't say this. Well, lady, you shouldn't be saying this shit. Listen to this stuff.
Mr. Hegseth, are you attracted to obese Hawaiian women with a below normal IQ?
No, Senator.
Mr. Hegseth, are you aware that I used the potty all by myself today?
No, Senator.
Mr. Hegseth, you seem to be pretty fertile. If confirmed, would you commit to putting a baby in me?
No, Senator.
Mr. Hegseth, are you saying under oath that you refuse to impregnate a portly Hawaiian retarded woman, even if she can use the potty all by herself? Mr. Hegseth, are you attracted to obese Hawaiian women?
Oh my gosh, use the potty by herself.
Now you listen.
How did I miss that yesterday?
It's going to be a great 4 years. AI is the greatest thing ever. She didn't say any of that, of course.
Okay, I'm like, I watched the Pete Hegseth one. I missed the Pam Bondi one today, but
that's so funny.
Little humor.
What is up with them grilling Pam Bondi about who won the 2020 election? Why does it matter what her opinion is on that? She's not going to be doing an investigation on it. So what's the point?
Like I said, she's not the FEC. So the Federal Election Commission would take care of this. It would go to the state. So Pam Bondi has no obligation to answer these hypothetical questions. And here's why. The precedent is that judges and attorneys generals, they don't answer these questions because they may have to litigate a case. And if they have some sort of biases, it can be mandatory for her to recuse or dismiss herself. Now, this has happened before, and it actually happened to Donald Trump. Jeff Sessions, he put in as Attorney General, and Jeff Sessions recused himself. So if she makes, and they're trying to get her to make statements, so she must recuse herself and has to go ahead and pass on like they did to James Comey when it came to, what was her face? She was on the tarmac with Bill Clinton.
Oh.
I don't know why I'm thinking Jennifer Flowers, because that's not it.
I can picture her.
Darn it. Yeah. Someone, I can't believe I'm Googling
it.
I hate when I do this. I hate when I do. Let's see if I can get it before you. Hold on. Silence! Silence! I kill you.
What's her name?
Alita.
Loretta
Lynch.
Loretta Lynch.
I was getting it. I was getting. You
Yeah,
know, I was.
That's
you heard,
what I got.
Yes. All right. So that is why she is not answering hypotheticals, and it's perfect. So she's not stupid. She is an amazing, smart litigator, and she has had the job of attorney general for one of the largest states in the union. She is overqualified. Your questions are dumb. She is going to be approved. We know this. She will be confirmed. Okay? And honestly, Pete Hegseth is probably going to get confirmed too. That's why they're so pissed. Be right back. Folks, 202.
I got a question. Several people are just putting the comment of rice. I'm confused.
They think it's Condoleezza Rice. It's not. It's,
gotcha.
Because all black people look the same, they're saying it's Condoleezza Rice. Because inherently everyone's racist.
Yes.
Because we're all
Especially our
Nazis.
viewers.
We've established this. We're all Nazis, right? We're white. Be right back. Folks, if you haven't donated, now's the time. It's we got 3 minutes and we are $73 away. Might be the time.
Join wimkin.com, the social media platform built for free speech and true connection. No censorship, no algorithms controlling your feed, just genuine conversations and a commitment to protecting your rights. Sign up today at wimkin.com and take back your voice. Tell them Matt and the Dumb Show sent you.
Who put this Wimkin commercial in here? We don't support Wimkin. All we do is neglect Wimkin and focus on all our other social media channels. That's what that guy said. Sorry, we just mocked that up because you made me feel guilty. It hasn't been here for months. Dean Withers, this is a TikTok douche plow who is gayer than a $3 bill. And he says he's straight. He's a liar. Him, Harry, Sasan, all of them. They all play glow-in-the-dark condom wearing for sure. But he decides to go ahead and take on his social media influencer. And I would love to debate Dean Withers. And there's a reason why. Is because he has no substance. If he doesn't have ChatGPT, he's toast. This guy runs ChatGPT while he's in debates, and you can see here he just fumbles. This is the mentality of the new breed of content creator for liberals, and this is why I'm confident that conservative channels are the best channels. We have the best news sources, and you can get some of the best content. But when it comes down to liberal content, it's really shit. And everyone knows it's shit. All they do is regurgitate and peddle left-wing media. This show does not regurgitate Fox News. Rogan doesn't do that. Shapiro doesn't do that. Crowder doesn't do that. We like to go ahead and talk about the truth. We like to go ahead and bring things to you that are based on perspective and not some paid commercial to give us what we think. Here is Dean Withers. After this, we're doing Bongino. And then, folks, we're out of here. So, yeah.
Because out of the 2-hour conversation that we had last time you were on, you had posted one clip on your TikTok account. And that one clip was me telling you that you shouldn't use slurs. And then you're just like, you're gay. I don't give a shit. Eat it and die. And
well,
then
I
it got
didn't
a
say
couple
any of
million
that,
views
but okay.
because, you know, all the other like 85 IQers ate that up. The point is it demonstrates a lack of intelligence. I honestly think that what we should all do as a society is like stigmatize that. You look stupid when you say that. I bring up a completely reasonable, rational point that refutes what you believe in, and then you just start popping off using language that you know impacts harm onto others, and you know will get the liberal all frustrated to tell you that you look like...
Guys, I'll be right back. I have to change his tampon.
Same words you used to say.
Let me just go in
now
there.
all of a sudden
They were
you're the
wrong when I said them. Now, of course, Emily over here doesn't want the education, doesn't want to hear why maybe it's wrong to use language that has been used for hundreds of years.
She was quoting you, I
oppress
thought.
people.
But wait, wasn't she quoting you?
No.
Okay.
And then, like, additionally, like, obviously...
I like
my
how you're
words
like, I'm here to educate. Meanwhile, you like debate like what other 17-year-olds on TikTok all day. Like
You have to be at least
very
18.
impressive.
Do you think
I
that
mean,
looks
if
like
she's just
this
sitting here like
in my
using
place?
random slurs to make the liberal mad,
she
like,
was
it's just such,
in her defense. She was
an unproductive, stupid thing to do.
She was quoting you and asking you about your history.
That's not true at all. she's calling like transgender individuals that went to
Trannies are what everyone's called them until you were politically correct 6 months ago. It's just funny. It's like.
Of course,
I just can't take. I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie.
Can't take any of this seriously.
I'm not gonna lie.
You're
like,
fine. You're good. But I think
I seriously think that you may be psychotic, and I mean that. And that's not just like the mad liberal saying some shit, but like the reason I say that is
I'll give
because
you 1 minute. You can throw your little tantrum. You can call me every name in the books.
It's not
you
a
can get it out of
tantrum.
your little system.
Dean,
I'm trying to keep it real.
You're intellectually insulting her. Let's like king moderator,
Okay,
as we know.
How about we make a deal? If
she hasn't insulted you one time, or she called you.
Oh yeah.
Or wait, was it
because
because
she hasn't insulted me.
I said if I was your brother, I would kick you out for being a little.
Stein hasn't insulted me because I'm a straight white guy, but she insulted nearly everybody else, listing off all slurs A through Z. Now here's my offer.
But so did you.
So yeah, and so did I. And if Emily wasn't sitting in that seat and 14-year-old Dean wasn't said, I'd be saying this to him. And for whatever reason, so many people can't understand that fact. I not at all think that the use of racial slurs when I was like,
Okay.
Wow.
Tonight, thank you, Joseph.
Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you.
I said tranny. I said Jap. I said brought to you by the people who brought you
Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor.
Did I make any? I'm going to slap my wife later and my girlfriend. So can I tell you something? Just everybody, but please listen to me. You're offended. Now what? What really happens to you that you, thank you for subscribing, Martin. Yes, I appreciate it. What happened?
So
she's jumped 100 feet. What really happens to you when you're offended that you don't create yourself? Listen to what I just said. What happens when you're offended that you don't create yourself? Amy, walk me through the process. I offend you. Now what?
Yeah.
Walk me through what happens.
From a liberal standpoint or from
from
my
you?
Own?
But really, I offend
me.
you. I offend you. What happens next? Like I say to you that Catholics are the new Jews. What if I say Catholics are the new Jews? What do you do?
Thank you, Bobby.
Thank you, Bobby.
So I'm not easily offended. I can think of, I was offended once recently though by some.
What would it take if I said something to, what would it be to
somebody? And I told them.
Go ahead.
I said to them, someone actually did say something to me recently that I was like, that I thought it was offensive.
What was it?
It was a personal attack.
What was it?
I don't remember the exact comment. It was about my appearance. And I was like, well, it wasn't relevant to the conversation. I don't have a big butt. I don't even remember. It wasn't like that offensive.
Stringy? Your hair looks stringy?
It does. I had to miss my hair appointment. So I'm
But your eyes are too far apart?
They are.
That they're too close together? What was it? Just tell me. I'm guessing.
I honestly don't remember because it was out of left field. It was not part of the conversation we were having. And I was like, I even said, I was like, what does that have to do with like they were deflecting because they didn't like what I was saying. We were having like a civilized conversation. And I was I was right. And they didn't like that. So then it became like a personal attack on me. And I guess I shouldn't say I was like offended. I just thought
you weren't offended at the personal attack. You were offended that person was making it, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was just mainly that. Yeah. But
By the way, your eyes are a perfect distance apart. I was just throwing shit out there. Your hair isn't stringy
either. It doesn't offend me. I'm so self-deprecating. It's really hard to get under my skin. But nothing really offends me. I'm just not, there are things that do. Like if you want to use my bathroom and you're a man, that
could I speak to someone on the panel who does get offended? Olivia.
Thank you,
Thank you, Mel. Thank you, Bobby. Thank y'all. We love you. We appreciate you.
I only get offended when you guys say I've got a fat ass. Other than that, I don't
Olivia,
care.
with your ass, it's so fat. What happens after I say that and you get offended?
I usually don't.
Okay, listen, ladies, you're fucking killing me here. Can you just pretend that you get offended so I can
two assholes who don't care about anybody's opinion of us. So.
Why don't you answer the question of when people offend you?
I don't get offended.
What do you want us to say, Matt?
Good.
Tell me
Good,
what you
Amy.
want me to say.
That's what I wanted to hear. That's what I've been going for, honestly. I wasn't trying for anything else other than your obedience. When I ask you a question, you tell me what I want to know.
Yes.
All right. So, nothing.
Sorry.
Nothing happens. There is absolute, when you get offended, there's no chemical reaction. There's no extra dopamine inserted. There's no extra adrenaline until you process it and take it personally. Then a whole bunch of things happen. Neurons fire. You start producing an abundant amount of angry emotional receptors, which usually create flushing of cheeks, can create tears, shortness of breath, lump in the throat, all of these natural reactions, which are a state of panic. And then what happens is you lash out. Now, in all of those things, what was the one pronoun, I guess is what we would say, that I didn't use?
See you next Tuesday?
No, it was all you. It was you or I, right? There was nothing about me. There was nothing about the person who offended you. Everything you do, you control.
Yes. So true.
Now, the other, like Leroy says, I have a big forehead. No, I have a giant head. My entire head is massive. I have got a size 8 hat. I'm on the last run. I've got a huge noggin, okay? Always have.
It's to store all that brain power.
Right. So I've got a huge, no, it's to match what's down below.
Oh my gosh.
So I've got a huge head. And with that comes a fairly large forehead because I am an alpha Cro-Magnon type guy. I've got a high bridge. I look like a football player. I'm built like a football player. That's just who I am. And you know what? It doesn't bother me until it did. And he kept saying it. And finally, one night, and Amy was on, I'm like, hey, can you stop every time you see me insulting me? Can you just say one fucking thing nice? And I'm like, what did you just, it was like 5 minutes. And I'm like, hey, bro, before we went on, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to. It's my responsibility because there's no reason to get offended by that because honestly, if you're getting offended, it's probably true. So you have a choice. You can sit here and get all pissed off or just embrace it. And if it really bothers you and you take it personally, then own it and say, hey, I'm really sensitive about that. I don't know how to handle that as a human being. And I have done that with Jason Wixom about hockey. He would call and rip on the Avs. And I said, dude, in the regular season, just stop it. I don't get into banter about hockey. I can't handle it. I become a baby. And I've lost friendships over hockey talk. So I'd ask that I care about you. I don't want you to talk about that with me. And I don't want to have that relationship with you. It's okay, but you better take ownership. So when this little pipsqueak shithead sits here and goes, oh, you're using the word tranny. Are you transgender? How is this hurting you? Right. Why is my vernacular impacting you so much? So my question to you, ladies, is have we gotten to a point that normal conversation is impossible?
Yes.
Go ahead, Amy, why?
Yes. I don't know if I said it on the show, but I told my kids this like 2 weeks ago because we were having this conversation about how no matter what you say, you're going to offend somebody, and someone's probably going to offend you as well. And I was trying to explain to them, you don't have to receive that. You don't have to accept it. It's someone saying to you, here, I have a pile of shit for you. Here you go. You can say, no, I'm not accepting this pile of shit. It's the same thing with conversation. If you don't like what I'm saying to you, you don't have to receive it. You don't have to take it in. It's the words that I don't want it, although I'm happy to give it to you.
I'm going to assume that last sentence was awesome because you cut out, but it sounded really good. And I think you would have offended me. There you go. You guys cuss more than I do now. I've gotten so
I
like
do.
I literally just want to like just sit here and like.
It's cuter when we do it.
It is kind of hot. Thomas, I didn't read this, but he says, Matt, I recall I made some statements about the abs and you pretty much banned me. Okay, listen, drama queen. If you were banned, you would be. There's no way to pretty much ban you. If I ban you, you're gone forever. I was jabbing pretty hard though and drunk. So here's the thing. But let me explain why. So really, the only time I get offended is when I'm defending people. I don't like people picking on people I love and care. Like I can make fun of Amy and I can make fun of Olivia, but if anyone tries to hurt them, I will fucking end you. If it's in person and you try to hurt one of them, we're going to find out real quick. It's going to be you or me. And I don't play games. The Colorado Avalanche are a very personal team to me because Olivia and I have met and spent time with the players. Danny Highnote and I played hockey together. So, and I didn't know this until he came to the Avs. We have relationships with people that we've met personally, and there's a very deep commitment to our team. So that's why. But you can talk all the shit you want about the Stros. You know, it doesn't bother me. You can talk all the shit you want about the Buffaloes. It doesn't bother me. The Nuggets, it doesn't bother me. But the Avs, it's a different story because they are people we have met pretty much every player from 1995 till 2009. We've met almost every player. Fair, Liv? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and we've talked to them and spent time. So I take it personal. That's all. But I also love hockey. I'm a big baby, and I don't talk shit during the season. But what I really is I don't talk shit about your teams. The one thing I do is I talk shit about Canada, but I don't pick on individual teams. I talk shit about Canada because I have a lot of Canadian listeners, and I know it bothers the shit out of them. Like Justin Trudeau could take a giant shit on Canada. They don't care, but they haven't won a Stanley Cup in 31 years, and that pisses them off. But I do take things personal. That's a lie. I do. My weight was always a concern for me, and it bothered me. Now I do it because I want to be healthy, and I want to be strong, and I want to see my daughter, walk down the aisle. I want to see my son graduate. So all those things. But ultimately, you could pretty much say whatever you want about me, and what I'll do is I don't take it personal. I just don't want to hear you anymore, and I'm just like. You're not of value. So you're like a mosquito. Like, I don't give a shit. Mosquito flies by. I'm like, okay. He flies by again. Okay. It does third time. I'm going to fucking kill you. And I'm going to let you bite me so I can swat you. At that point, it's not personal. I just don't want you in my orbit. My 3-foot world wants to make sure you don't exist. Liv, do you get offended? Really? Seriously?
Only when the cat steals my camera time. No, you know what? To be honest, it depends on what time of the month it is, to real. Yeah. When I'm in a chill mood, it's like, whatever, you could say whatever. And then there's days where Hayden will just look at me wrong and I freak out. So, I mean, it's just, to be honest, it really depends on the mood I'm in.
Yeah.
Over the day. But I mean, as far you were asking as, our normal conversations out. Yeah, I agree with Amy. For leftists, liberals, yes. I mean, and young kids, these kids have been taught that they're in their own 3-foot world, and that little bubble is the only thing that matters, and no one outside of this matters. So anyone who disagrees with me, anyone who thinks differently than me, anyone who doesn't think I'm perfect is wrong, and they get offended by it. And I mean, that shows because they are offended by everything. Yeah. You're not gay, but yet you're offended because somebody said something about somebody in the gay community.
Like what?
I'm just using, not you.
Like this. No. What? Like what? What would be offensive to say about the gay community?
I don't know because
say
I'm not
it. No.
homophobic.
What word are you trying to say?
Oh,
what is it specifically that you're trying to get out?
You are pukes. You are the lowest form of life on earth. You are not even human fucking beings. You are nothing but unorganized, grabastic pieces of amphibian shit.
Is that what you were going to say?
Yes. And it's not just the young people, it's the old people. And it's the divisiveness that Barack Obama started. And it's honestly, it's the political divisiveness. And not all Democrats and liberals are like that. And not every Republican disagrees. Most Republicans are cool and they don't care what your political affiliation is. Whatever.
Yeah.
Most liberals, but there are some Republicans who do take it very seriously. Most liberals and Democrats do and have an issue if you have a different opinion or a different political part of a different political affiliation than them. But not all of them are like that. But majority of the people are Democrats or leftists. And we've seriously?
I'm ready to
cat
I almost pulled the gun. I almost shot. What the?
She knocked over my notepad.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know what I was saying because the cat offended me by knocking my stuff off my desk.
Okay.
Speaking of that, well, Matt donated, so thank you, Matt. Because
yes,
because
I was
Matt
gonna say
offended
that.
him.
Yes, I was just gonna say, Matt, you're gonna have to pay a lot more than $20 for me to give a fuck if I offended you. I'm just saying. So you know what? You might want to give me something really offensive, like 100, and then I'll oh, Matt, here, I'm so sorry, but right now I'm like, I don't give a fuck. If you're not Bobby or some of the other high rollers who are, those are the people I really care about. Fucking hell.
We should do a show where you could insult people and try to offend them.
Oh
and
my
then
gosh,
they
that would
could
be
pay-
No.
they could pay-
No. I will. No, trust me. I have that gene.
Yeah, he does.
I am very good at it. And no, I will not use that strength. I just won't. But trust me, I love playing in that arena. It's fun. But here's the thing.
Use it on trolls.
Oh, yeah. I can gaslight just about anybody. I don't want to do that. I just want us to have a great conversation like this one and wrap it up with Dan Bongino. Somebody said, and I got to go because I got to get Amy home.
Matt just said, Matt, I give till it hurts.
That's what your boyfriend said.
Oh my God.
So,
I hope he wasn't drinking something when he heard that.
Lady goes, I love it when she pets your face, Liv. Too cute. What the fuck are we talking about?
The
The
cat.
cat. I was like, oh. I was like, Amy,
My
what are you doing?
girlfriend?
Amy's reaching over there, and she's like, no. So, wrong side, Amy. Wrong side.
I'm like,
That's my colon. Careful. Okay. Dan
golly.
Bongino released a video. It's only 3 minutes. But he talks. Everyone asked me to watch this. And we're going to watch it. It's about the pipe bomber. And
Let's
here it
just
is.
get this out of the way about January 6th. It is now confirmed. I mean, you knew this in advance. So this is why I put this first. This is not breaking news. However, I can confirm to you, in case you were even remotely deluded about it, say you're a lefty watching my show, that the FBI 100% had undercovers in the crowd on January 6th.
Yep.
I know you know that.
We know that.
I'm just saying Christopher Wray's been shady about it and others. I'm telling you from a source on the ground with photo evidence to back it up, the FBI and other agencies, not just the FBI, by the way, had multiple undercovers on the ground on January 6th. Period. There's now no disputing it. I've seen the evidence. Number two, the pipe bombs that were placed at the DNC and the RNC that I believe were planted there on purpose by people looking to frame Trump supporters to stop the objection to the certification of the vote. They didn't want people talking about voter fraud problems, so they needed this. After the pipe bombs were found, assets on the ground, including a whistleblower who was not there but was one of the assets on the ground, was briefed about the pipe bombs the next day and shown a picture of a guy in a hoodie. Hey, we're looking for this guy. Planted these pipe bombs. They were like, wow, that's crazy. Almost killed Kamala Harris, God forbid. This whistleblower tells me that, but 2 days later, after the pipe bombs, he notes, emphasis his, without explanation, they were told to stand down. No need to look for the guy anymore, which is really strange because the FBI is telling us now there's like a $22 trillion reward for finding this guy.
It's like 500,000.
You get the point. So the FBI is trying to find the guy, but not trying to find the guy 2 days later when the evidence trail was hot. Why do you think that is? Because maybe in that period, they found out who the guy was and they were like, oh, shit,
right.
We can't have them knowing that. Point 4. This whistleblower believes very strongly, emphasis his, that the pipe bomber may be a government contractor. What? What the hell? This whistleblower's record with me is 100%. We're not destroying this. I have no reason to doubt, given his expertise, that he's giving me an accurate assessment of the situation. But he believes with near certainty that the pipe bomber may be a government contractor.
Thoughts?
I don't know. You put your hat on backwards, and I'm just in a trance now. Can't think straight.
Fuck. Thoughts? Amy, thoughts?
I love all these conspiracies. I can absolutely see this being completely true. I know that we have people in our government that are not for the American people, who are working against us, even though they're serving in our government. I mean, it happens. Unfortunately, that's just it happens. Yeah.
Right.
So I'm not surprised to hear this at all.
Yeah. Liv?
I'm not surprised either. Yeah. I mean, the whole January 6th was just a big shit show anyway. And that whole committee, they didn't find anything. And we're never going to know the truth.
Why is everyone fucking hitting on my wife?
No, I said hi to him.
Oh.
Okay, what you don't understand is every single person that
I'm
comes
just
into
kidding.
chat,
I'm just
on Rumble and YouTube and Twitter and Wimkin, I say hi personally to. Okay, bud.
Respect my authority.
Exactly. Damn it.
I was just kidding. Listen, anyone that thinks the United States government did not have assets doesn't understand what counterintelligence is. And I promise you that there were foreign government assets. What did we just click? It's huge.
Just 209, 509.
We're almost at 210,000.
Yep.
That's great. That's fast. Considering we hit, that's fast. All right. But anyway, this is the responsibility of the government to have assets and counterintelligence inside groups of all magnitude, whether it be militia or racist groups. Happy says, it's true. See, I told you. I know these things. I know these fucking things. Anybody named Happy Cappy, I guarantee he's a little bit happy with his Cappy. So, as he's talking to you, Olivia, say it slower.
Oh my God, Matthew. Wow, we have 41 people on YouTube right now.
I know, and we've got
awesome.
like 100, like in network, it's like 240 something.
Let me check Rumble.
So the job of the United States government is to ensure that counterintelligence measures are obviously proactive. But what we need to know, did anybody instigate? Like, it's when we had the mafia and we would put in deep cover agents in the mafia, they would have to do some crimes. They would have to do a line of coke. Otherwise, they could get outed. And although they couldn't participate in beatings and shootings, they didn't stop it. But there were rules of engagement, ROE, that they would immediately self-identify, pull out, or basically pull the alarm switch to go ahead and cease operations and start making arrests based upon what they saw. But in this case, there wasn't a crime being committed. And the question is it entrapment and instigation if there were certain assets that were promising that something was going to happen and then effectively instigated these things to happen in order to have their intelligence stay relevant? That needs to be addressed. Because there is no intent for someone to instigate who's an FBI informant or an FBI personnel or some sort of G position in the government to instigate something and create a crime, because that is entrapment. This is a very delicate thing, and I think what you're going to see from Pam Bondi and others is they're going to blow the lid on J6. And all of it is very strange, but I said it 2 weeks ago about the J6 bomber when I broke down the video. I said, gave you a little bit about what I thought about size and background and everything else, the way they were walking, the clothes they were wearing, everything else. But the one thing I did say is, if they don't know who this guy is, they're never going to, or they already do. And that holds true to me now. Bongino and I don't disagree very often. In fact, Bongino and I guarantee we've got some of the same people we talk to. I'm almost 100% positive, because a lot of the times we cross-pollinate and we don't watch each other's shows very much. I don't watch Dan, because if I wanted to listen to myself, I would just rerun the show. So I love Dan, but I've moved to people who I don't normally watch. PBD podcast I watch a lot of. I do listen to a lot of Joe. I always listen to Damani. I listen to Ryan Samuels quite a bit. I like to spread it out a little bit. But this is something that I think in the next 4 years we're going to see a lot, because with these pardons that are ultimately coming for J6ers, I think Donald Trump is going to release exculpatory evidence that is going to exonerate them, that allows him to do nothing but have to pardon them. And say, I am pardoning these people, and here's why. There's 3 different quadrants. People who are entrapped, people who were instigated to do this based upon A, B, C, and D, or there is a lack of evidence because here is evidence that was classified that was never released where they could get a new case. That is what I think he will do. Some people will remain in jail like they should, and most should get out. Final minute. We're done right after this.
Join WimKen.com, the social media platform built for free speech and true connection. No censorship, no algorithms controlling your feed, just genuine conversations and a commitment to protecting your rights. Sign up today at WimKen.com and take back your voice. Tell them Matt and the Dumb Show sent you.
Yeah, I know quite a few people were there. I also know a couple MARSOC snipers, Capitol Police I've spoken to, Secret Service, and I had a bunch of listeners who were there. So I do too. Happy Cappy. And someone said I assumed Happy Cappy's gender. I wasn't indiscriminate. This motion can go both ways. Just depends if it's an innie or an outie. I don't discriminate. Liv,
goodness.
Liv, I'm going to give it to Amy because I'm afraid she might have some audio trouble. So we might, let's get going while the going's good. Amy, your final minute, please.
Mute myself. I'm just going to mute myself and pretend to talk. Final minute. Good show as always. I really enjoyed this evening's. It was a fun show tonight. Lots of comedy. Are you muting me? No.
What?
I thought you were like, I thought sometimes I think you'll just cussing a lot. All the F-bombs I drop now. I think that is true. I think now that you're not cussing, I'm cussing.
You know what's funny is I can't believe that guy said that on. No, the guy on Wimkin. I was like, dude, I've been super fucking nice, bro. Like, I don't yell at anyone anymore. I don't get snippy with Olivia or any. I'm like, I've turned into a teddy bear. I'm like, now you bring this
offended?
up? Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm feeling a little bit sensitive in my cackles. No, I just want to be properly represented, right? Like, if you could have called me out for so many other things so many times. So I'm kind of like, why now, dude? So no, it's not offended. It's just kind of like baffled at why you're being all virtuous now. You could have hit me on so many things, and trust me, there were plenty. But now I'm just kind of funny and cheeky, and you're just mean and hurtful.
We're vulgar now.
We're hurtful. Fucker.
I know.
Amy, anything else besides it was fun? And I love Olivia's new set. It looks so good. I'm so happy.
Yes. I'm a little jealous. I think I need to revamp mine. I've never really done a real set. I just like, it was my office. It still is my office. So I lowered my paintings.
We all look so good. We look good. It looks good. Everybody looks good.
One day I'll take the time to like zhuzh it up a little bit.
You've had a camera for 9 months and you begged Jason for it for 2 years.
No, I didn't ask him for it. He just bought it on his own volition. I never ask for anything, technology or lights or any of this, but he's like, oh, he gets all excited.
I'm sorry, Bill. I'm going to have to pull out the tape because I've got some video that says otherwise.
I think I did
Jason
say, like,
needs to buy me a new camera. Yes, you did. Many times. I heard it.
Yeah.
And then in the background, I fucking will do it as soon as I can. he never said that. That's a lie. Jason never said that in his life.
He does everything. He's like the best.
He's an amazing human being. We always talk about hanging out. We never do, but damn it. Let's keep pretending that we're going to because I love you guys. Liv.
Mel wants to know if we can bring back Red versus Blue at some point. And Mike has no idea what that is.
Red versus Blue?
Yeah, he hasn't watched the show long. We haven't done it in like 9 months, almost a year. He hasn't watched the show that long.
Yeah, Red versus Blue. So what we did is that, and it didn't have anything to signify political groups, but we would bring, it was a game show format, and people would come in and we would have a bell, and I would ask questions, and whoever got the answer, put their hand up first, would do points, race to 3 points, and then we'd have a winner, and they'd get a gift card or a T-shirt or some shit. Sure, we can do Red versus Blue again, and I think we'll probably have a lot more takers. Yeah, let's do it. I think it's a great idea. So, Liv, will you please pick a date and let's make it happen?
Yes.
Evelyn said, first show I saw, Matt was on a roll and the C word flew, so I thought this is not for me, but I gave it another go and happy I did. Funny, Evelyn, was that directed at you? Yes, I don't think I did I? I don't think I did. I don't think I've ever called any woman on this show the C word.
But you've said it a few times,
To
like
guys.
when you were going
I don't
off.
call women C words. I call men
Right.
C words. And that's the military and overseas. Like in Australia, the word cunt is like dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you're being a fucking cunt.
I think it's only offensive in America. I think pretty
It
much
really is.
everywhere else, it's like a standard, like it's in everyday language there. It's
Yeah,
like
and
saying,
I don't cuss
damn,
much
or-
anymore. I've learned to kind of calm it down. It's Amy and Olivia, for God's sakes. They're foul mouths.
Let's do Red versus Blue on Valentine's Day. It's Friday.
Ooh, and we could do like Battle of the Sexes.
Yeah.
That's what we should do. No more Red Blue Battle of the Sexes.
Ooh, I like that.
So, okay, so we're going to have like 5 women versus every guy because that would make it fair. Liv, you get your minute?
Thank you again to all the donations. Appreciate it. Want to welcome the new viewers. I saw quite a few tonight.
Busy tonight.
So it was great. A lot of, and it's funny, even though Fuckerberg is the one who is, letting the ban off of us and letting us actually, we have a lot of new YouTubers. A lot of new YouTube viewers, which is great.
Good.
So, but
Well, maybe it's because we don't talk about Jewish space lasers.
we also hit a nerve. We had somebody on Rumble who had like 6 accounts kept coming back.
Why? What?
No, it's every once in a while. When we were talking about J6, we hit a nerve to somebody who was listening. Is what they do is they have like 15 different accounts, and then they come on and start spewing shit. So we ban them, and then they come on at 30 seconds later, and we ban them, and they just keep coming back.
But what were they saying?
Oh, like
Just give me a high level.
They were talking. They were calling Hegseth a pedo. They were, just stupid shit. But what they do is they start.
I know what they do.
Stuff,
I know what they do.
It's also their names, man.
They're just too stupid.
ridiculous. They are, and I'm like, ooh,
Call into the show.
we hit a nerve.
Have some testicular fortitude, folks. Thanks.
Beefy Buttercup says thanks for the adjustment on the fly in the audio.
Excellent adjustment on the fly. No problem, man. It's my pleasure, Beefy Buttercup. I don't know if I can say her name 3 times. Do I go to hell or like summon some sort of demon if I say it 3 times?
Demon.
It's like Beetlejuice.
it's kind of like Mike's YouTube name. What was it? Hot Cakes, whatever.
Wait, our Mike
yes,
was
it
hot
was.
cake?
Yeah, it was like Hot Cake something.
Yep.
Really
Yes.
considering banning him.
You've already done it once.
I just really, folks. Listen, I want to say thank you for all the donations. Everybody helps. Amy reminded me.
Yes.
400 is a new record. No, our
No.
highest night we did 2,200 in one day, one night, one show before. We did 2,200.
We had over 500 on Monday too, didn't we? I think we got it.
Yeah, it's been good. You guys have been, and Amy reminded me. I was like, oh, well, it's been slow, this month. And she's like, hey, we did 500. I'm like, you know what? You're absolutely right. She has to keep me grounded. We've had an amazing, you guys, thank you. We love you. We appreciate you. You guys always make it awesome. So I just want to say thank you. Mel didn't call in tonight. Thank you, guys. Amy, it was wonderful to see you.
Thank you, guys. Love
Everyone,
you guys.
have a good night. We'll see you next. Oh, Amy, get out of here. You got to go. Liv, what time are we on tomorrow? See ya. Love you. Bye.
I think you are on at 7.
I'm running solo. Are you
Yes. Yes, you're running solo.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Why?
Because I'm taking the night off.
Why?
Because it is the 15th of January and our Christmas stuff is still up.
Why?
Why? You
Joseph-
sound like the kids I nanny for. Why?
They can't talk.
No, one of them can.
Joseph says, Matt, will you play gay flag football with Mike Litch? And I want you have butt plugs with flags attached. It's fun. So you mean Canadian hockey?
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to play Canadian hockey. No, I don't think I will. But I appreciate it. Like, I don't know, a little Barry Manilow, some baby oil, and some back rubs. Who knows? It could possibly happen. I will be here tomorrow, 7 o'clock solo. Leroy is on assignment and doing classified stuff, so we can't talk about it. Livia is going to take a shower tomorrow and take down decorations, do her hair, and get her hair did. Everyone have a good night. We'll see you guys Thursday. God bless, and thank you for everything you've done. I hope you guys like the new set. Olivia deserved it. It was something I wanted to do for her. It was a painstaking experience. It was from last night at like 6 o'clock till about 5 o'clock today when we finally got done. But it was a lot of work, but man, it looks awesome. And she certainly did a good job sitting there tonight when I did all the work. So God bless.
Thank you, dear.
Thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me show. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Night.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't
Night,
Unfriend
y'all.
Me show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.